Knock, 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 knock. Hopefully we are on the air. Hopefully you can hear me. I can see the circle pulsating, so I know I'm good. Wanted to say, Fishy, what's up? Salute and shout out to everybody who will be making it in this morning. Got another instant classic ready to go for you. Got a lot of new Patreon, so salute and shout out and thanks to all of you right out the gate. Everybody who joined the Patreon, I want to thank you. We'll be shouting you out, and let's get this thing started. I don't got the intro already ready to go as we wait for people to hop on board. Don't got the intro ready to go, but I did want to hit the go live button. I see 4 people already in the building. People gradually filing on in. I'd like to thank everybody once again for making it on in here. About to have another great show, so strap in. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. See, I was driving over the moon in my big hot air balloon, floating high into the darkness. I hope I get there soon. There's so many things to do, so many people I need to talk to, and they've all been waiting for me. Well, I gotta make it through. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. Thank my stars for every green. You have no idea what it means. No. To a man who's always traveling, who's seen the things that I've seen. I don't know what's yet to come. Not sure of anything that I've done really makes that much difference. Well, I hope it has for some. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me. No traffic jam today. Well, I was driving over the moon, in my big hot air balloon, floating high up in the darkness. I promise that I'll make it to you very soon. Something special happened today.
What is going on, good people? We back in the building once again to your favorite morning show. We'll call it that. I was looking at the restream. Somebody in the chat room said that this was better than Good Morning America. I would have to say he gassing me up. He gassing me up a little bit. But either way it go, be that as it may, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back. Glad that everybody is here. Came in. Trying to turn on the YouTube channel real quick. See what we got going on. Only 15 people hit the like button. We can do better than that. 46 people watching, only 16 people hit the like button. Let's do better than that. Shout out to everybody who's made it in bright and early. Shout out to all of you. Excalibur came through with the first comment. Peace, salute, and shout out to Excalibur. Let me turn on that live chat so I can watch the YouTube live chat to keep up on all the chat room fuckery that y'all be engaging in. Got to keep up on it. Black Wolf in the building says, let's go. We got, who is this? Jay Green 300 in the building with some black hearts, because black women are some black-hearted monsters. Not just playing. That's something to play on right there. They post black hearts. What happened to the cute red hearts? Yeah. Oh, black, cold-hearted. I'm just playing. Thanks for coming on in. Time Supreme in the building says a grown man hour. Right here. He says, open your mind. Let me get my brother Xavier voice together, because I always say, sound like Ronaldo Ray. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. I didn't quite nail it, but that was the best I could do. Wake your black ass up. Shout out to brother Xavier doing the voiceover work on the intro. And once again, shout out to SKC for making me that wonderful intro. I think he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes for a lot of people in this black YouTube, black manosphere space. But shout out, Lone Revolver 1. What's up? Leo Anthony in the building. What's going on? Sam, I am. And we have, who do we got here? The Oklahoma Bachelor. He said, dude, you have broads on dating apps who purposely run blank profiles because they basically want you to run the whole conversation. These females are done out here. That's interesting. And I'll just touch on that as I'm, doing the early shout outs and everything. Because like I said before, I spent 2 years on Tinder, on dating apps, where pretty much every woman I messed with for a period of time I met online. I got tired of the club scene, so I just, did my online thing, with meet a chick online, and then, if we went out somewhere, that was when I, did my going out. It was like a pre-plan to go out with a chick that I met online. Most of them expect the guy to carry the whole damn conversation. And they complain about guys not having good conversation. That's the funniest thing about it, is that they talk a lot of shit about how men are terrible conversationalists. But I guarantee you get on there, what's going to happen? You're going to be typing in full sentences and sometimes paragraphs, and she's going to be typing in full words and sometimes just a letter. Probably because she has 10 to 15 to 20 people to respond to. That's the nature of the beast a lot of times on those dating apps. But every now and, you got to play the numbers, and then every now and then you find one who's really feeling you, and she's actually, it's I would just say the imbalance between male and female is so strong on the dating apps to the point to where when you get one who's speaking back in full sentences and paragraphs, it's like, oh shit, I might got something here. They be on some goofy shit. They be on some goofy shit, but it is what it is. We men, we work around the fuckery. We'll walk through the murky trenches through mud to get to that piece of ass. That's what we do. Anyway, shout out to Melody in the building. She says like on the way in. Yes, definitely like on the way in. Down by the riverside. Why is that your name? I'll be making fun of y'all YouTube names. 2021, the Manosphere. That's fear, but I'll be botching so many words. I'm not going to criticize you, but you're missing your. Yeah, that ain't quite right. But I'll be botching. Anyway, 2021, the Manosphere need to be up there. Up where? Up where? I don't know what he's talking about. Grown man hour baby. He says, I got my wrench. Of course you do. You're a Patreon. Patreons get wrenches. That's the new system that I'm working with here. I know a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were disappointed and upset by that. But most people was cool. I mean, I'm trying to grow the Patreon into this thing. And the wrench situation was getting wild and wacky. And I don't know if I fixed it because some people that I passionately didn't want to give wrenches to signed up and became Patreons. Once I took wrenches away and said, for the most part, Patreons will get wrenches. 2 people who have been asking for wrenches, who I've been telling no to, were 2 of the first ones that signed up. Now, there were some other people who normally support the show who got wrenches. And that's how I thought it would be. I thought most people would say, hey, I normally put 5 on it anyway. Let me just take the 5 that I would normally put on it today, throw it on the Patreon, set it and forget it. I thought that's how most people would do it. And a lot of people are still doing that. Melody, drop the Patreon link if you're still right there. Drop that Patreon link. So I thought most people would do that, would just take the 5 that they would have put on it anyway and just put it on the Patreon. But some people was like, no, I support. I think it was mostly women doing that. I think it was mostly women doing that. Yeah, Ray Clemens. Shout out to Ray Clemens. Became a Patreon. It was like 7 people. Torrell Boxley became a Patreon. Shout out to him. It was somebody else who became a Patreon who I have no idea what your YouTube name is. I'll go ahead and look at that. I'll look at my new Patreons right now and give y'all an early shout out right now before we get into the show. But yeah, Black Wolf, your wrench is indefinite. You know that. And I think you're a Patreon either way, so you will be good either way. But there's a few people who not Patreons who got wrenches. There's a few people that's not Patreons who got wrenches I need to take away. And there's a few people who are Patreons that I need to give wrenches to. So it is an imperfect system, imperfect machine right now. Give me a minute, and I'll get it all figured out. Bear with me during this time. Bear with me. But shout out to Ray Clemens. Shout out to Torrell Boxley, aka Box. Shout out to Maurice November, who sent me a Cash App when I was on Obsidian. He was one of my first Patreons, if not my first. Maurice November, he was one of my first. So shout out to him, but I'm giving him an extra shout out for sending me that Cash App when I was on Obsidian. Obsidian had a great stream. Do yourself a disservice after you're done watching here today. If you didn't see that stream, go check it out. We me and him tag teamed the whole Ice Cube and the Cocktails with Quains situation on his YouTube channel. If you didn't see that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go check it out. Obsidian definitely brought the heat, man. He back. The old man is back. He brought the heat last night. But don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. This is the person who I was trying to get it figured out. It's Black's Word 404. Black's Word 404. I don't know if that's your YouTube name because I'm bad at watching my chat. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it, but I don't know if that's your YouTube name or not. So let me know. Shout yourself out. I'll try to see it. Or bare minimum, send me an email. I'll make sure I get you straightened out and taken care of on the Wrench Mob end of it. 757 prime time. Thank you for that. For the super chat. I appreciate that. Also 3D Burns, shout out to you for becoming, that's American Negro. Shout out to you for becoming a Patreon. You was one of the ones that I didn't want to give a Patreon, didn't want to give a wrench to, but you one of the first ones to sign up when I said Patreons get wrenches. Because you the same motherfucker who I saw you over on C Boogie channel when he was talking shit over there, said, doing that. Said I look like MC Hammer granddaddy or some shit. I saw you over there talking shit. You be going over to places people who disagree with my content, talking shit about me. But while coming over here begging for a wrench, and then becoming a Patreon gets you a wrench, and you're the first one to sign up to buy one. I was like, this mother. Anyway. James Hudson, shout out to James Hudson for coming to Patreon. Jerome Whiteside is another one who stay talking shit about every damn body. Signed up. I was like, this is a bad idea. People who I didn't want to give wrenches to are the ones who signing up. But the people who support regularly were reluctant to join the Patreon. It was a weird experiment. Laro was like, that's a bad idea. Laro told me that was a bad idea when I was doing it, but I'm gonna ride with it. I'm gonna drive this car off the cliff and see what happened. I'm gonna drive the car off the cliff and just see what happened. But shout out to those who came through on the Patreon, and I appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you. That's Jerome Whiteside, James Hudson, American Negro, Black's Word 404. Who else did I just say? I just said it. I shouldn't have forgot it that fast. Torrell Boxley, aka Box. Shout out to him. Also, Ray Clemens came through this morning at 8:33 a.m. So shout out to all of y'all, and that's the new unofficial rule of Patreon supporters. Order to I'm trying to grow the Patreon, and here come floating in as usual. Hold on. As usual, floating in on a cloud of fuckery. Sister George came right through, said, fuck your Patreon. Shit. Just floated in on that cloud of fuckery. You just couldn't help yourself. Couldn't help yourself. Hey Laro, you got free pass to talk all this shit. Y'all ain't had to time her out. Y'all ain't had to time her out. Hey, y'all leave a timing her out for me. Okay. I take personal pleasure in timing out Sister George. It make my teeth whiter every time I time her out. Perfect blackness in the building. Wrenches is like respect. It should be earned, not bought. I feel you. And that was the flaw I saw in the method right when I saw the people who was buying them. So I did see a flaw in the method. I did see a flaw in the method. I did. So I acknowledge that is a good point that I didn't consider, because in my mind I was like, the people who normally support would just, you know, just put something on the Patreon, and then that my normal supporters, people that support, people I respect, would be the ones that got wrenches. But now it's people getting under the tent that I don't want under the tent. So there's a problem there. There's a problem there that I may have to do a correction to, but we're gonna see. But no, that's a fair point you put on the table, Perfect Blackness. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with a fair point, because that's what I realized immediately. I realized that immediately after I did it. I was like, I don't know about this. But we'll see. But shout out to Perfect Blackness, who was a Patreon. I don't know if you still are or still not, but you definitely one of my early Patreons at one point. Oh, you're still a Patreon. Well, you still got a wrench. I don't even know if you're still a Patreon, so I'm still behind on checking all of that. But I didn't want this to turn into Wrench Gate, even though Sister George wanted it to turn into Wrench Gate. She be getting timed out now. She timed somebody out yesterday while she was timed out. That was interesting. That was interesting. But all right. Let's keep it moving. Let's get on with the show. I understand that there's flaws in the system. I'm trying to grow the Patreon page, and there's flaws in the system that I acknowledge. That, you know, we're gonna ride it out. Bear with me. I'm building a plane while flying it. Bear with me. I see Al Boogie making a fair point down there too that I thought of. So be it as it may. Let's rock. Let's keep the party rolling. Shout out to Jessica X in the building with a super chat. My man Box, who came through on the Patreon end. Somebody who normally support, who decided to support that way. It's, you know, same thing either way. Just lean with it and rock with it. That's all. That's all. But anyway, what's the topic today? Y'all got me off my shit. 60 people have hit the like button so far. Appreciate all you coming through, hitting the like button. Definitely appreciate that. We can get those likes up a little better. That's not quite at 50%, but the topic today: no agency equals no accountability. No agency equals no accountability. We hear those arguments all the time. I got a video or two queued up that I'm about to play. And what this video speaks to is something that we talk about here a lot. We talk about it from the perspective of, has anybody posted that Patreon link? Bernard, since you took my rich, can I take? Man, y'all clowning, man. I give you all your money back, motherfucker. Not just. Oh shit. Yeah, give me a minute. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it figured out. Give me a minute. Some of y'all making some fair points that, you know, that I do. Some things I didn't consider when I, you know, but then just let me do the goddamn show. I'm gonna get it figured out. But anyway, thank you, Excalibur, posting that Patreon link. Appreciate all the people that did come through on the Patreon, and those that will come through on the Patreon. Some people came through late in the middle of the night. Some people came through this morning. Some people came while I was live on the show. Thank you and appreciate all of your brothers and sisters who did so. Let me get to what I'm trying to get to. Don't know what's left to come. Oh shit! And I think I saw. Did I see RBR in the building? Did I see RBR in the building? Because I'm playing a clip from Obama. Damn it! I thought I saw RBR. You know, RBR. He loved him some Obama. I thought I saw RBR. Thought I saw RBR. I'm still looking for him. Here we go. Lone Revolver showing support. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support however y'all support, you know, whether it's Super Chat, Cash App, or Patreon. I just decided Patreons get the ranges. Maybe a good idea, maybe a bad idea. We'll see. We'll see. But we closing in on 170 people in here. Let's get the likes up, good people. Let's get these likes up. And I'm running out of charge right there. Running out of my tablet where I babysit the chat. For some reason, that's running low. No, it's not running low on battery. All right. No accountability. No accountability no agency equals no accountability. It's something that we talk about in this space a lot, and Black people are pretty bad at that. Black people are pretty bad at that, of talking about our situation and our condition as if it creates as if we're not, you know, as if we don't have agency, as if we don't have the ability to go ahead and make our own free will choices to do the right thing. And it's embedded into the culture. Now, when a lot of the people are talking about, you know, the larger crime in the community, when a lot of our academic elite, some of them are the pro-blacks, back to Africa's red, black, green, you know, those folks, a lot of them, they won't properly call it out or speak to it the way that it needs to be spoken to. A lot of them just flat out won't do it. They will talk about every systemic thing that's going on and this and that. They won't properly call it out. But one thing that, until the Black Manosphere, where it was always a soft showing of it when it came to women. It's always a soft showing of it when it came to women. I'm about to play a clip from Obama. I want y'all to listen to it and hear how he did. I want to see if y'all notice exactly what I noticed in this clip, and hit the like button while y'all watching that. I want to see if y'all notice what I noticed.
Setting a good example. That's what.
Hold up. Let me get my earpiece together. All right.
Everybody's got to do if we're going to be moving this country forward. Teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth. Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send. We have to do our part.
I'm gonna play that part again, just in case. I want to know if y'all saw or heard what I heard there.
Teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth. Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send. We have to do our
And I saw Hood Conservative said in the chat that's when he started hating Obama. So you could clearly see one important thing there. I was going to sit here and wait and see if somebody's going to be able to call it out. He was wagging his finger at us. And there you go. There you go. Who said that? Ray Clemens. Ray Clemens got it. Ray Clemens got it exactly right. Man, Laro, man. Go on, Laro. See, you ain't got the wrench, but you still got the respect. You can come in here and talk all the cash shit you want. I took the wrench, I didn't take the respect. But get out of there, man. Damn. Don't say these. Only yes men got the wrenches. Oh man, I'm at term. I'm gonna have to just not look at the chat for the rest of the show. I'm gonna have to not look at the chat for the rest of the show. But Ray Clemens called it out properly. Ray Clemens called it out properly. Ray Clemens, where is he at? He's wagging his finger at us and excuses to the women. Yes. That was the first thing I heard there. That was, he said, teaching our daughters, our women, our girls, or however you worded it, that the images on TV do not, oh shit, let me make sure I get it just right.
teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth.
Okay. He said, teaching our daughters to never let images on TV tell them what they're worth. But when it came to talking about, well, we got to teach our boys, he knew how to put the pin the tail right on the donkey. He didn't say teaching our sons that the images on TV of the drug dealer, the gang banger, and all the pejoratives, all the stereotypes that doesn't teach you what who you are as a man. You know, he didn't do that. He identified a problem. He said, you know, he didn't say some, but he pointed out that there's men who do this or do that, and that's a problem. And we have to teach our sons not to do that. When it came to women, oh, we got to teach our daughters that the fake images on TV do not teach you, does not define what your worth is. The obvious implication there is that he's taking agency from their decisions. Look how blunt he was with the we're talking about men.
Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send.
So with
we have to do our part.
With B, you know, but men, he could basically say teaching, you know, you got to teach our sons to be better fathers. That being a man does not mean just making a baby. It means actually taking care of one, providing for one. But when it comes to the women, it's the images on TV. He didn't just say teaching our daughters, you know, not to be hoes. He couldn't just say that. And what I would argue, and I think the Black Manosphere has done a good job. All right, there you go, Black Wolf. Black Manosphere has done a good job of pointing out how the soft shoeing of everything when it comes to women in the fuckery that they engage in. One group has agency, other group doesn't. See Black Wolf in the building. says, to be a mother, you can't just birth a baby, you must raise one. Yes. Must properly raise one. Absolutely. But how many times do that happen in these conversations where, and I really could charge up a lot of hashtag not all, but for the most part, you could charge up a lot of pro blacks with it when it comes to not pinning the tail right on the goddamn donkey. It's the whole thing. Oh, get out of there, Paul G said a white man scolding black men. No, okay, there we go again with that damn name. I thought you changed that, but now he back. I thought you changed your name, bro. I was calling you the artist formerly known as No Sweetheart. Now you back to that name. Dane Christopher says women have always been treated with kid gloves. Slayer Jim says justice for No Sweetheart. Jerome D says that's Michelle talking through him. She spoke right along those lines on a few occasions. That's interesting. They Live says if a black man raises his daughter to think she is equal to a black man, he is weak. We all have a role to play. You raise an interesting point there because the type of women that a lot of black men are saying that they want, when those same black men have daughters, are they really raising their daughters to be that? Or are they making sure their daughter get good grades in school and go to college and do the whole works and everything like that? And then, what are they pushing? What are they pushing on their daughters? What are they pushing their daughters to do? What are they pushing their daughters to do? A lot of them are pushing their daughters to along those lines of being strong, independent, not needing no man. A lot of them are doing that. I don't have daughters, but I know former very liberal version of me. I would have definitely raised my daughter along those same lines. I know I would have. Right now, I don't know. And as men, okay. Here's the thing. This could be a whole nother subject in and of itself. And shout out to Leo Anthony and PDAT came through on the Patreon, and appreciate it. And somebody just hit me up with a oh shit. Oh shit, damn. That's interesting. I'm not even going to formally announce that. That's a potential announcement down the road. Shout out to Leo Anthony and PDAT becoming Patreons. Appreciate your brothers. Appreciate your brothers. Let's talk about that. It's a slight segue, but kind of on topic. What kind of came up in a rose from the chat, and I do that sometimes if I see a good comment in the chat, end up talking about that for a while and circle back to the main topic. Tank Johnson says, get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Oh, damn. Biggie said that? Whoa. See, you see the mindset. But I think a lot of men are like that because I think as a father, I don't have a daughter, so I don't have like I haven't had to really process that in a consequential type of way. But I think the father's protective instinct kicks in, and he wants to teach his daughter to be independent, just so she won't ever be in a situation where she could end up with an abusive man. But I think that's a counterintuitive thing to do, because if you're a good father and your 22-year-old daughter is not educated and strong and independent and the whole works and all of that, then yeah, she won't you'll be there for her. She let's say she end up with the wrong dude and shit start hitting the fan. She come back live with you. I dated a girl before who she used to routinely stay with. She was 28. She lived with her dad. And the only time she moved out of her dad's house, if her and a boyfriend that she was with decided to live together. She either lived with her boyfriend or she lived with her dad. So I don't think you have to be on that protective mode to where you got to teach, you got to make sure they're armed with an education, armed with, the ability to make a lot of money, just to make sure that they don't end up in an abusive situation. I mean, if you're in an abusive situation with your own money or without your own money, you got to get the hell out of there. It's like it's bringing up alleged past oppression that women went through. Like, yeah, it was a legitimate, real thing. In 1945, if a woman was with an abusive man who she had kids by, she just had to stay. She had to just learn how to duck, bob and weave or something. I mean, that ain't the situation right now. That chick working part-time at Walmart don't have to stay with that dude. She can leave him and get on assist. That's what they made the assistants for. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. The type of women we're saying we want, a lot of black men are saying they want. Y'all are indirectly putting that your protective instinct is kicking in, and you putting that strong, independent mindset in your daughter. Are you seriously raising your daughter to be, the cooking, cleaning, dishwashing? Well, modern days, the bending over at the knee to put dishes in the dishwasher. Oh my goodness. Whew. So exhausting. I got him, Black Wolf. I got him. See, Leo Anthony came through with another super chat. He's one who gets the concept. Somebody who normally supports anyway. I said, hey, I'm on Patreon's Get Wrenches. He just took a $5 that he normally would have put on it anyway and just put it on the Patreon and got a wrenches and still supporting like he normally would anyway. I thought that would be the game plan, but everybody's not exactly seeing it that way. But we shall see how it plays out. I'm not a ruthless dictator. I listen to the audience. I listen to the audience. When the people speak, I listen. So it may have been a bad idea. There's flaws in the system. There's flaws in the system, as people have pointed out. I do get it. But I am trying to grow the Patreon. I appreciate the Patreon support. I don't give a damn about Sister George losing her wrench. In fact, I'm about to just time. No, I ain't gonna time her off. No, I'm I'm gonna wait for her to say something halfway stupid, and I'm timing her ass out. Damn, Darth Slothius, you said you can't sign up for Patreon. See, I didn't know that either. You said it won't take your debit card. That's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, shit. Scott Haywood, you still a Patreon? I told y'all I botched it when I was doing wrench reconstruction. I told y'all I botched this thing. I told y'all I'm under construction, and my man Roastmaster 1 came through with the Cash App. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Roastmaster 1 always support. Always come through. Naima Buckner roasting. Naima Buckner roasting you, Roastmaster 1. She said no prepaid debit cards. He got that plantation. I can't even think of the name for he went and got his debit card from Funky Finger Productions. The Homeboy Shopping Network issued him a debit card. That shit don't work. Can't be ordering your debit card off the Homeboy Shopping Network. More money, more money, more money. There you go. Okay, see, I'm learning new shit. I'm learning more new shit. I appreciate the new people that signed up for Patreons, but I may scrap the system. I don't know. I don't know. Because now I'm learning new stuff. Now I know why. Now I'm learning why Obsidian. Now I'm learning why Obsidian be his membership to get on his newsletter list and all of that. Now I'm seeing why he makes it to where you can be a member through PayPal or other methods. You know. Now I get that. So I'm learning shit. Bear with me. Sir Tice in the building. Still Wrench gang. Yep, you're one of the ones who definitely use your Patreon name is the same as your YouTube name, so I couldn't botch that one. So shout out to you. And RBR came through, says, give wrenches to truth tellers. Like RBR now. Shout out to the real brother. The only real brother left. Him and Obama. Obama and RBR are the only real brothers. The 44th president of the world, the black genius. Grinch is timing people out from the clouds. I didn't even know Grinch was in here. And there's some people who don't got wrenches, but just, long-time content creators I got respect for still got their wrench, and he just sitting there in the clouds timing people out for no damn reason. Just timing people out for no apparent reason. From the clouds. Ain't said shit all day. I ain't seen Grinch around here in a minute. He just floating in the clouds timing folks out. Oh, man. Y'all got me on some bull today. Let's see who we got in here. Who is this? Don't want to say your government name. Well, Frankie Guns. Frankie Guns, thanks for the cash. I appreciate that. Thanks for the cash. I appreciate that. Oh, yes, in my backup page. Subscribe to that too. Thank you, SW1, for posting that. I appreciate it. Darth Slothius came through with a super chat. Appreciate that. What the fuck? For the Naima Buckner KY Jelly Fund. Did Naima Buckner set up a GoFundMe for her KY Jelly needs? Like, is that a thing? Darth Slothy sent a super chat for the Naima Buckner KY Jelly Fund. Naima Buckner, feel free to drop the link to your KY Jelly GoFundMe page if that's an actual thing that's going on. Feel free to drop the link. We'll support you in your endeavor to get all the KY Jelly that you need. Well, you know I'm old, Darth, but no KY Jelly needed. That's interesting. I thought KY Jelly was only for backdoor encounters. You don't need no lube for your backdoor endeavors. I assume that lube was always needed for that. I don't know. But she don't need none. She must be pretty experienced in that area. You just sucked all the yeah, I don't know how we get back on with the show. I don't know what happened to the topic either, Petty Tony. They are talking about Naima Buckner's KY Jelly needs. I guess people use KY Jelly for front door encounters too. I don't know. Silent Lamont says Naima said her WAP is still under warranty. It's under warranty, huh? Dudes have mommy issues when they look at their daughters. They see, well, shout out to They Live for the super chat. He says, dudes have mommy issues when they look at their daughters. They see their mother and raise her not to go through what he did as a kid. He has low self-worth and don't think a black man would do right by her. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know, he's talking about Obama and how he was soft chewing and you know, calling it out properly when he was saying the things we need to teach our sons. But for women, for girls, he was saying just, you know, teach our daughters that the images that they see on TV does not dictate who they are, you know. But for men, he was basically saying, you know, stop going around serial impregnating these women and not raising the kids. Man up, take care of your responsibilities. He just put it that hardcore when it came to talking about men. But with the girls, our daughters, the images they see is just affecting their poor little precious little minds, and that's all it is. They don't have agency. We can't hold them accountable. You can say that about the guys. You can't tell the women, you know, don't be a hoe, don't give raw pussy to ain't shit niggas. You can't say that. Can't say that. We can't talk about that. Lamel Prince says, my first donation, I was referred to you by the Angry Man. Great content. Hey, appreciate it, bro. And shout out to the Angry Man. Me and his one-on-one is over 10K views. That's my second most viewed live stream. The first most viewed one is at 11K, and that was that classic. Speaking of Sister George, who's still upset about her missing wrench. That was when that stream was ground zero for Gigglegate, which ultimately led to a whole nother. I'm not even gonna explain what Gigglegate was. The shit was funny, but that led to the stream being titled Alan Roger Curry and C Boogie versus Obsidian and Bernard Riley, where we just basically had like a 4-hour debate, and that was Obsidian and C Boogie first time on the same stream after the infamous C Boogie Donovan Sharp supposed so-called expose on Obsidian or whatever. It was their first time in the same room at the same time after that, so they went mano a mano. So it was a good look. So that, yeah. And it was an 8-hour long stream. So that one was an instant classic. That was my first classic right there. And that one is sitting on 11K. But me and Angry Man, our recent stream is up to 10K. So it might pass it, it might not. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely killing it. So shout out to Angry Man and shout out to Lamel Prince, who said he came here from Angry Man. I appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Did we get the link dropped for Naima Buckner's KY Jelly Fund? I mean, go KY Jelly GoFundMe, whatever. I don't know what it's called. Did we get the link dropped for that? Nobody dropped the link? Okay. All right. Must don't mean business. Darsalati, something is wrong with you. Darsalati be saying some wild out crazy shit, man. Like, I don't need, he one of those people when he on a panel, you got to have you need to be on 5-second delay, like on TV, just in case somebody flip out and say something crazy. You can cut the feed before it hit the airwaves. Darslothy is be clowning. I can't believe he super chatted me and said, for the Naima Buckner KY Jelly Fund. I'm trying to get back to something resembling a topic. But I appreciate y'all chopping it up with me on this one. I've been basically just feeding off the chat today, so I appreciate it. Naima says you don't need KY, but why did he bring it up though? I mean, I don't know. All right. Subscribe, share, like. Subscribe, share, and like. All right. Damn, we already had an hour. So okay, before I open things up, I do want to make sure I reiterate and retouch on the topic and what we're talking about, because we kind of got two topics going here. We're talking about the I'll play it again. The soft chewing. I can't even talk today. We're talking about how they soft chew it on with the when talking to women, and how we can say exactly what it is when talking to men, which furthermore creates or lends to the notion that the women, they don't have agency, they don't got agency, there's no accountability. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about how black men who have daughters are actually raising their daughters. We'll talk about that. But I do want to play this again just to give a refresher, because the Negroes who didn't watch none of the beginning of the stream but want to hop up and be like, okay, what are we talking about? So I'll play this so y'all can get the context of what I'm talking about today, and then I'll so we'll have two topics going when I drop the link.
Teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth. Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send. We have to do.
All right. So we'll be discussing the breakdown of what Obama said right there. And we're going to be discussing whether or not the type of women that black men be talking about they need to see, that they want to see, that they want, you know, the more feminine, more submissive to a man type of woman. You know, do they say that, but then turn around and ultimately raise their daughters to be strong, independent? Don't need no man. Are they seriously telling a woman she don't need to go to college? I mean, are they seriously telling their daughter that she don't need to go to college? But ideally, if things work out, you're trying to push her to go to college, get an education, get a good job that she's not even going to work at when all is said and done, or she's going to half-ass work at. You know, we see that a lot. Like, think about that. A woman goes to medical school, and if she succeeds and marries somebody that makes money similar to her money, she did all that 8-10 years of schooling to what? To work for 8 years and then quit? To half-ass work for 8 years while having, 2 or 3 kids, where she's like, or sometimes working full-time, sometimes half-assing it. But 10 years down the line, when her husband has advanced in his career, she's like, "Eh." All that money being funneled into female education for a lot of them to not even follow through with it. But as the men who got daughters, if some men who got daughters want to come up and really speak on that too, I do want to hear what you got to say. I do want to hear what you got to say on that. Those of you that have daughters. Complex, what you talking about in there? Hit the Cash App, Center City Hair. What the hell is that? What in the total hell is that? Complex Design.
Hey, what's up, Bernard?
What up? What up?
Yeah,
What's
that's
going on?
Naim. I think that's for Naim Kelly Fund.
That's her for her KY. Is that actually Naima's Cash App?
Yeah, I think that's what that's for right there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. I know where y'all can donate. Donate.
Yep, there it is.
Well, now that we got that covered, we know we can donate.
Yeah, I mean, because it did kind of interrupt the show for a little while, so I figured, we get that out of the way so we can get on with the
so we can move on.
Yeah,
you got a daughter. You got a daughter, and right now, the tragic passing of your wife, you're raising your daughter by yourself. So you're the perfect person to speak on this one, actually. So
I figured I'd come up and chop it up with you a little bit.
Yeah. So I am interested. In your interested in your take on that whole thing. The type of women the type of woman that a man ideally wants is not the strong, independent woman. The woman that just has it all together. I mean, I won't say that the woman that just doesn't have it all together. But the type of woman that the guy wants isn't a strong, independent woman. But I do believe that it may be the case that a lot of men, when raising their daughters, they're raising them to be strong and independent. What do you think? They
are doing it. They are doing it. I would say it's at a disservice to their daughters, because it's no different than when a woman raises like her son. Let's say if she's single, right? And she basically coddles them, right? So it's like when men do that with their daughters, they're basically doing the same thing women do with their sons when they're single. Right. So it's like it's a mirrored effect. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it on the one side, but then when you look at it on the other side, I think it was Tank who posted that Biggie lyric. I'm trying to remember what song he said it in, but he did.
Yeah.
It's a lyric that he says where essentially he's raising his daughter to not need a man, and that's sort of like the subconscious programming right there.
Right on. Real quick, we're gonna take a little intermission because Sister Joy, what the hell you want?
Give me back
God.
my damn wrench.
Oh, really? Really?
All right.
Well, we're trying to have a serious discussion here. You come up here about a wrench?
I done booted her. No, I'm sure you had something very eloquent to say about the topic. So go ahead. Go ahead. Let us hear what you got to say.
Trump 2020 and give me back my damn wrench.
Oh God. Okay.
You know you voting for Kamala. Get your ass out of here. All right. Anyway. Let me bring is that Pablo? Is that Pablo with the name? Man, y'all gotta go, man.
What?
Why do it say
What does it say?
That's an inside joke from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Somebody, there's a dude in the chat named No Sweetheart, who I said, I ain't bringing you up until you change your name. I thought he was a troll, but I can't bring you up with the name No Sweetheart. And SKC suggested the name, he should change it to Sweet Meat or something like that. I was like, it's such an entertainer joke. How it's certain things you just can't call a man. You know,
I do agree with that statement. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, he's like my name.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I
Like
put
my
it
name.
up.
My name Demetrius. all my boys call me Delicious. Like no.
Yeah, I'm not calling you Delicious. The famous Cedric the Entertainer joke.
Yeah, you got to change that. You got to change that, Pablo.
Right,
Shout out, hold on, Drew.
I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna come back.
All right, cool.
Hey, Delicious. Hey, Delicious.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Imagine he all the way down the street. He's like, "Hey, Delicious." Yeah. You can't do that. You can't do it. I don't know why, homeboy. You still in the chat with the name No Sweetheart. I was like, nah, bro. I can't bring you up. I can't get jiggy with that, man. You got to get that together. Leo Anthony in the building with a super chat. He says the difference is with a father in the home, the daughter can see the importance and value of a man, even if he's raising her to be independent. That's a really good point. That's a really fair point. So go ahead and lay it out, Complex. You being you I think you touched on it and I got thrown off again.
Mm.
So to what degree do you think you're raising your daughter to be independent?
Well, I mean, you have to raise your children to basically be themselves at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you do that. Okay. You have to foster that. Right. However, if your children grow up in a home environment where they see two parents in it, they're gonna that's something they're gonna want to model their own life after, largely. Okay. Especially if it's functional.
Right.
Okay. So just creating the right living environment to bring your children up in will create the right conditions for them to naturally attune themselves to the roles that are assigned to them, whether they be, boy or girl. Okay. So it really does kind of start with like the two people who created the child and what environment they're going to be bringing the child up in. That's basically going to set the tone for how that child ends up seeing life as an adult. Okay. So like, my wife, she was the homemaker type.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have like pictures and videos of her like doing things like making homemade cinnamon rolls with my daughter at age 2.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay. So what that's doing, and that's reinforcing into my daughter's head at an early age, like, what I just kind of like living patterns, right? Doing things like baking and, art and all that. And so, and even though my daughter's lived the majority of her life without her mother to this point, she basically does the same thing her mom did. So she's into like, cooking and recipes and crafts and, making things and you know, stuff like that. Very, very like domestic, I guess you can call it, type stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and so she's always like around me, helping me.
Mhm.
So when she gets older, she's gonna want to be around a man helping him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely see that. And shout out to American Negro, who's one of the ones that made me think this whole wrench experiment is gonna fail. Because you one of the people I didn't want to give a wrench, who's one of the first ones that
Well, you put
came
him for
of age.
sale, bro.
I know. I realized the flaw right away. Jerome Whiteside and American Negro, some of the first ones. I was like, oh shit. I see.
We've got a wrench blowout sale.
Yeah.
A limited time offer.
Yeah. I caught you over in C Boogie chat a bunch of times saying I look like MC Hammer granddaddy. I caught you.
Well, damn.
Come on, talking shit about me somewhere else, but come over here want a wrench.
You know, I've never seen his granddaddy, but it'd be funny as hell if he did look like you, though.
Good morning, Mr. Riley, and everybody.
Peace, man.
Hey,
Good morning.
what's up? How you doing?
Hey, I was just going to reiterate with a history lessons. World War II and Silent Generation dads is the problem for what we're dealing with today. They spoiled their damn daughters.
You said Silent Generation dads are the problem.
Yeah, they spoiled their damn daughters, who was the baby boomer generation of women.
I thought the boomers were the ones that blew it.
Yeah, because they dads from the Silent Generation was spoiling. Look, you gotta understand, American High did not come back to America to after World War II. That's when we had industry, we had the factories and all that good stuff, and we had a thing called the bourgeoisie, which became the middle class. So men with their delusional grandeur thought they was like, they're not poor, but technically not rich, thought they could actually still spoil their daughters, which in a retrospect caused them to think and look down upon their mother, who was the Silent Generation, Mrs. Cleaver, you know, one stayed in the house, took care of the kids. They looked down upon her because their dad was spoiling them, putting that delusional grandeur, said they don't need to do this and all that stuff. That's why we're in a predicament that we in now.
Yeah, I don't know. What you think about that, Complex?
I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I mean,
look, when you spoil your daughter, that means you put her in her head that no matter how much another man might come behind you, dad, he cannot fulfill all her needs because she expected to be catered to like she was catered to by dad.
we were following more of like the Silent Generation to the Boomer, like the trajectory of it. I mean, now we could talk about the virtues of spoiling your children or the lack thereof in terms of virtues. That's one thing. I think I was really just kind of maybe trying to follow the course or trajectory. I would say it's more of a paradigm reflection more than anything, because we're talking pre-feminist movement, post-feminist, right? And actually a few different feminist waves after the first one. Okay, so we got to factor that whole part in. It wasn't just simply men just spoiled their daughters and now we got this fucking mess. I don't know if I quite see it that way.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I agree with you too, Complex. I mean, that's I mean, I can understand the boomer generation who had intact families. Well, no, I take that back. It was the boomer generation who
they was raised in intact families. Look.
Yeah, they were. Hold on, wait. Yeah, they were raised in intact families, but they grew up, and that was the generation that basically went the opposite way from it. That was the generation that went the opposite way from it, and then made, you know, the Gen Xers who had their problems as a result of that. That was that first generation that was brought up without intact families, and we're seeing the outcomes of all of that right now. So I do see how some blame can get put on the silent generation, but I mean, shout out to Game Changer on this one because he blames the boomers. I'll put more blame on the people who grew up with intact families but ran away from it. And I can't just say it's because the silent generation dads spoiled their daughters. I think that was the generation that
even World War II. It was a World War II and a solid. See, y'all gotta understand, we was in American high, so everything was cheap. So everything that we was making here was basically disposable. So men used to go ahead and push their daughters go. See, this is what they did. They pushed their daughters to go to school and looked at their son, said, "Oh, you gonna come behind me, work with me in a factory, or you about to go into family business? You don't really need to go to college." The college was for the daughters to go ahead and get a degree. That's how everything got misconstrued, because majority of World War II dads and silent generation fathers wanted sons, but majority didn't get a chance to have sons, so they had to make their daughters into their sons. That's why they started spoiling them. My father's from the silent generation. He's 86 years old, and he told me right out of his mouth.
Well, technically, my dad would be from, he's 74, so I think he's a little over the boomer.
Yeah, boomer.
He's either an older boomer or he's on the cusp of boomer / silent generation, because he's in his mid-70s.
The boomer generation starts from 1970. I mean 1943 and ends at 1960. So basically,
my dad was born in 40. Well, okay, well, whatever the case is, he's on that upper crust, right?
Right.
He's up there. I only have one sister. Okay, I only have one sister. It's basically, my house is a patriarchy. It's all boys, my family. All my cousins, there's only like 2 females. Okay, so I don't quite see it reflected in what you're saying quite really, because it's really determined upon the familial makeup, like how the family's made up and structured. I mean, you're kind of dumping this whole sort of thing on what men did at a certain time. And again, you're not factoring in like 3 fucking waves of feminism that came through. That because did a lot. That actually. Well, but I know. But see, that all right there, which I think has more to do with the modern day mindset.
Oh shit! You fell off a cliff, Complex. Go ahead. Are you back now?
No, yeah, I had a phone call come in. So I think the 3 waves of feminism has more to do with the modern day mindset of women than silent generation men spoiling their daughters. I gotta be frank.
All right, see, silent generation.
Well, hold on. We gonna.
All right, go ahead.
Let's put a pin in that one, because GA Boy got daughters, so I do want to hear what he got to say.
Oh, go ahead.
One. But before we go to GA Boy, we're gonna go to Silent, who about to flip the table over on the whole conversation, probably. but hold on. Let me not say nobody's government name. Give me a second. Cruiseville 79. Thank you for the cash app. Appreciate that. And I think I already acknowledged Frankie Guns. Thank you for the cash app too. And again, Roastmaster 1. Shout out to you as well. Excuse me. Mr. Shane Vision said the Black family broke up because they had options. Thank you for the super chat. And my man Perfect Blackness came through, said the boomers are particularly at fault for this current fuckery of Ado's women. They useless women who then produced undateable women. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. All right, go ahead, Silent. You got it.
What's up, my man? What's good, man? That's a dope corduroy shirt you got on there today, man. I like
this. This is not corduroy at all. Not even almost.
I did want to apologize to you.
It kind of looked like it, but no, it ain't. What up though?
But I did owe you an apology for calling them candles. You know, those are dope man rock salt lamps. So, you know, I owe you an apology.
You talking about right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are not candles. Yeah, I've been getting charged up with candles. These are actually candles right here. These ain't candles. Those are lamps.
Himalayan salt lamp.
Yeah.
I got one of those in my room.
Them things are dope.
Yeah, they illuminate the room when. Yeah. Anyway.
Get your atmosphere.
Yeah, got to have the ambiance right. Go ahead.
From my observation, it seemed like a lot of the Black family was actually destroyed in the late 70s, 80s. You know, the crack era, you know, drug era, that decimated, I think, Black families right there. That was a cause of a lot of our dysfunction. and then you tack on into the 90s where you had excess culture.
Hold on, Silent. You don't realize this, but women like to start in the 80s because they like to skip that whole flight of stairs of the second wave of feminism, welfare policies, and kicking the dad out the home. When all that started happening, that led to that generation of boys who became men in the 80s who was selling all the crack.
That was Generation X.
Yeah. That was Gen X, but again, it was them boomers who went their own way, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then ultimately created the Gen X crack era.
I don't disagree with any of that.
I know. I just was making sure you didn't. But yeah. I know. I
mean, we've had these conversations. I'm just kind of pinpointing a certain. I'm an '80s kid. I remember growing up, you seeing the black families just torn the fuck out the frame, just flat out. Tanks driven through out. But then you have the excess culture, right? So you have basically our community trying to live the MTV Cribs lifestyle, right? Which I think transitions to the new Basketball Wives, right? MTV Cribs started all that bling bling, she need a baller, right? And then you also have we talk about our black families, the boomers and shit. Remember that's the divorce generation. When you have all those white families and shit, white kids growing up in divorce homes and shit. So they turn into goth kids and shit, wearing all black and shit. The whole teenage angst, that you saw in all the TV shows, really from that kind of broken white families. But again, they like it said that if the white community has a cold, the black people have the flu. Yeah. And so black people are just dealing more heavily with it. But if you give it the white equivalent, that was all those chains on their jeans, wearing white kids, rebelling against, but the niggas version of it is, selling dope,
Actually, we haven't changed since we got off the plantation because we were still doing. It was crazy how I actually look at history and still look at it now. It's like we still doing the same thing, minus the plantation.
How so?
All right. What was we brought here to be? We was brought here to be caged animals, and women supposed to be insatiable whores, and we was doing that on a plantation.
I'm not doing that today, though.
How come we not? The bed bugs are the street thugs that these. If the woman found the street dude attractive, that's the same dude that the police is looking after. Same way as in plantation. We was out there working in the field. These dudes work in the streets. The house dude worked in the house. We work in these corporations. So tell me how it's not the same.
If you're drawing those equivalences, again, we're in a modern time where people are employed and shit, and you got taxes to pay and homes to pay for, and it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that was just to give you an illusion that you were free.
But in all fairness, though, my guy, don't white men in the white manosphere have the same complaint? We call them thugs, but
what is actually free besides air and maybe water? What's free?
Let me finish this question to him.
Well, no, you kind of insinuated that I'm somehow believing into a fake matrix when in all reality, the only thing that's actually free.
Oh, we can hear you. Silent. Go ahead, Silent. Complex, did you finish your point?
Well, Complex just got to boost through my question I was asking, my man. But go ahead, brother.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith.
Fuck, what was the? I forgot the fucking question I was asking.
No, because he had digressed into slavery and.
No, I was asking him a question and you just kind of bulled those right through me. I was like, "You hear me?"
Oh no, I was saying that we was basically going through the same. It's just a different day. They got the same philosophy. I grew up around pastors and pimps, and they both said to me the same way. Like, look, we are brought over here to be caged animals, and women over here to be concubines, still making slaves and all that good stuff. When you look at the prison industrial complex and you look at the modern black woman, can you not deny it?
Oh, well, no, not in that box. But here's what question I was asking. We were talking about like the thugs. The white men have the same complaint, right? Except they don't call them thugs; they call them Chad, whatever.
Yeah.
So the white women go after Chad, i.e., white thug or white whoever that is, equivalent, right? And then they want to settle down with they're really having the same conversation we're having. that white women are out here riding the cock carousel,
Yeah.
right, with Chad and them, and then they want to come back to their own Herald when they're 30, right? So I mean, they're having kind of the same equivalent issue. They just don't call it thug.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to ARC in the building. Always coming through with some factual clarity on things when we getting years and shit mixed up in a lot of these conversations. So you know, sometimes it's hard to have them without shouting out the beta male revolution when we're talking about what women did in a particular era or generation. So shout out to ARC. He said the baby boomer generation didn't end in 60. It actually ended in 64. The boomers were 1943 to 1964. So that would mean that the ones that were born, you know, in the 40s, who, you know, became adults in the, you know, who became adults in the 60s, those were the ones that like you, which talk about the beta male revolution, who walked into that, you know, that you know, second wave of feminism in the early 70s. You know, you look at the boomers born, you know, 1952. You know, they were 18 right in 1970 during second wave of feminism and all those movements. They were, you know, becoming of age, of sex having age, you know, right around the time when welfare and all that stuff was getting implemented. So it was those that started to go south. They became of age and started having sex in the birth control pill era, in the, you know, in the abortion is now legal era. Yeah, abortion is now legal era, the free love movement era, that generation between 1943 and 1964, not the ones that were born at the end of it.
ED was going rampant.
Those that were born from like probably 43 to 55. Yeah, they was going ham. They was going ham by the late 60s, early 70s. So yeah, that's definitely right. But to continue on with what he said, Gen X in 1965, 1981. I was born 82, so I just missed being a Gen Xer, even though I feel like a Gen Xer. I relate more to Gen Xers than what I do.
We Xennials, Bernard. We basically another cohort of itself. Anybody born between 76 to 86 is basically called the Oregon Trail kids, because we was the first ones to adopt the digital world that we live in today.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it does need to be a in-between generation. Like we like when you're born in the middle, you have different experiences. So yeah, I do.
Just like how Alan Roger Curry got right here. See, now he could actually say that about the boomers ending in 1964, but when you look at it, it's another like small generation called Generation Jones. That people that's born between 61 to 64 that keep up with the Jones generation. That's where they come from. That's like a bridge between them and baby boomers and Gen X right there, called Generation Jones.
I was going to ask, was that Generation Jones? Was that, because I haven't even heard of that? I was going to ask, is that referring to keeping up with the Jones?
They also refer to the bridge between Gen X and Gen Z, or Gen X and Gen Y. What's after Gen X? Is Gen Y or millennials? Yeah.
Gen Y is millennials.
They call us the lost generation. So those are the Gen Xers, like that second group of Gen Xers, basically born 76 or 77 to 81. They call us the lost generation.
That's understandable, because y'all was part of the baby bust, and like I said, y'all was going through all types of different crises growing up as kids growing up in the 80s.
Not only that, but demographically speaking, as a whole, when you break down the national demographics, our age group is the smallest number.
All right, Mr. Shane Vitch is in the building. He said the Black family was bound to come apart since it was created through force and kept together and herded by outside forces. Nature is taking its course. I don't think you could say nature is taking its course if outside cultural factors.
It's a larger world now, man. I mean, it's inevitable when, you know, niggas can get on a plane and go to Europe and drive a Charger and then drive to the good side of town and get a Becky.
Listen, I've said a long time ago that there will become a time in the future, probably not in our lifetimes, but there will come a time in the future where race is not going to be that much of a thing. Everybody is going to be kind of beige. It kind of beige, or what we would call, really light-skinned. All the races going to be mixed together, especially in a country like this with all the immigration going on, with all the multiculturalism going on. Give it a few hundred years. We won't live to see it.
You don't need a few
We-
hundred years.
our
depending on where you
great-grandchildren
are.
are all gonna look like-
They said it's going to have about 2050.
I was about to say, depending on where you are, you already have that. I don't see it.
I was saying across the board, it will.
He's saying the future is Blake Griffin.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I mean, anthropological studies have shown this.
The future is them Lonzo Ball looking.
I think
Lonzo
yeah.
Ball.
Well, the reason I was going 300 years because I was trying to damn near make it globally. I think like North Korea and Russia might be the last holdouts.
No, it won't be. It won't be global because you got to think like the two most populous nations on the planet far outnumber us. I mean, you're talking about Indians who are at I forgot, a little over 1 billion something, and then you have the Chinese that are the most populous group of people on the
I'm
planet.
about to say we got a ways to go. Be black and ease up in here.
Yeah, but you gotta understand.
Trying to take over this shit.
I have a real serious sci-fi mind. So when I put the 300 years out, I'm thinking everything socially that's going on. I mean, I put us out in Star Trek land. That when the three.
Hey, nigga, go down that rabbit hole. You know me, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say you already know where Keith gonna go with this shit.
No,
I mean, speaking, I'm an anarchist. If you couldn't tell, I mean,
me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean, which is why I said yesterday I don't vote for either party. I thrive in the chaos, man. I'm good with it. So
hey, I'm going November 3rd. Write my name down. Vote for myself.
Y'all thought I was bullshit when I told you I voted for Pedro, nigga.
Okay, well, yeah, get your ass to the polls and write in Pedro. How about that?
God damn it! If he could teach Napoleon Dynamite how to dance, he can save America.
Pedro.
Perfect Blackness in the building. I get the feeling that Perfect Blackness don't like Gen X women, and he blames boomers. But anyway, Perfect Blackness, shout out to you. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. He says boomers produced useless women who then produced unmarriageable women who then produced thoughts who then produced Gen Z who regret them all.
I mean, isn't it in America's best interest though to have thoughts, to have broken families?
Why is that?
Because
we got GA. Well, go ahead and make your point. I forgot I got left GA boy sitting down there for a while. The super chats was covering them up. So my bad.
Oh damn, my ninja GA boy. Well, because it's quite simple. What would the cable company rather have? You all living in one household paying one cable bill, or two households paying two cable bills? What would the electric company rather have? A family or two separate households? What would the grocery store rather have? What all of these industries are doubling, right? You're spending more money.
Insurance companies sure would like to insure same-sex couples.
Right? All of these things contribute to a healthy, successful capitalist economy. Same reason why they put women in the workforce. I mean, they disguise it by bitches just go make your money to do what you want. Damn their biological imperatives, but it feeds the system. Chaos in the families makes it easier. If I'm Big Daddy government, do I want a closed fist or do I want an open hand separated from each other? There's all kind of benefits on making sure all you niggas are apart. I mean, I've said this before. They basically Willie lynched the whole country. They started with niggas. Now they Willie lynched every fucking body.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, there's profits and solutions.
Capitalism, modern day slavery. That's why I try to say to people.
I mean, capitalism is capitalism, man.
What is that? What is that old saying? Complex.
Let me get to GA boy because I do want him to respond on the topic because I do believe he has daughters, and so the topic we was talking about it was a number of things we was talking about, but one of the subtopics came up where we were talking about men talking about the type of women they want, but how they raising their daughters. There's a lot of men, I assume, their protective instinct kicks in. Somebody got to mute up. Or they might be GA boy. They got to mute up. Nope, that's not GA boy. That's
Well, I'll let you boys go, man. I got to do some inspections today. Salute to you, Bernard, man.
All right, yeah.
Salute
All
to the
right,
panel. GA boy, my guy.
All right, yeah. Peace, silent peace. Yeah, so yeah, we was talking about men talking about the type of women they want, but I think as fathers, that protective instinct kicks in, and you raise your daughter to be strong, independent, thinking that some man is gonna. You want to decrease the probability of some man being able to rule over her. So go ahead, GA boy. You're a married man. I believe you got daughters. So what's your take on that?
What's up, fellas? Y'all can hear me?
Oh, and shout out to Fantastic. Said dark skinned niggas win forever. We literally gonna change humanity. One splendoriferous nut at a time. All right, cool. All right.
What's going on, fellas? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We got you.
No, like what you just said, man. Your little monologue, it kind of hit dead on the point. Kind of how I feel, man. You know, you're so protective of you. I have one daughter. I don't have daughters. I have a daughter,
Okay.
and I have one. And you're right. I mean, you do get protective, and you do want them to be as independent as possible. And the way we're raising my daughter, I'm gonna be honest. We are raising her to be independent, but in more of a feminine type of way. Yes, we are telling her to go get as educated as her mental capacity will let her. That's something we're going to teach because it's something that I think everybody, men and women, as far as your mental capacity take you, you should educate yourself. So we are teaching her that. But as far as, when I say her roles, she know her roles. In my house, we do have gender roles. We don't do that shit. Like it's certain stuff women do and there's certain stuff men do in my house. My daughter don't come outside and wash cars. I don't take her fishing. We don't catch the football. No, we don't do stuff like that. But she does wash dishes and help her mother and do her hair and stuff like that. She knows the roles already as she a little girl. Like right now, if she see me putting chapstick on, she'll say, "Ew, daddy, that's for girls." So she knows head on. She knows head on, you know what I'm saying? Like what the roles are. My only thing is this. I mean, what you guys are saying, like it is a bad side to it because you can raise these girls to be too independent where they don't need a man.
And they will be coming to you for everything.
Exactly.
All their lives.
No, you're right. And I see that, you know what I'm saying? I see that in my everyday life because I have uncles and I have cousins and stuff like that. So I kind of know don't go too far. But on the backside of that, to why you kind of want to do that, and this is just from what I've seen in my life. I don't know what you guys see. A lot of times, this is like my mother-in-law. I can use my mother-in-law for an example. You guys have actually heard me get up here and say that my father-in-law, he's well off. He has a little money and boo. But look, long story short, my mother-in-law met my father-in-law when she was 22. They got married real young. She never worked, guys. She never had a job. He took care of her, held it down. They were married damn near 20. They was together for almost 20 years. One day he just decided, hey man, this little young tender that I got on the side, I'm finna leave you for her. He left her. My mother-in-law didn't have shit. She didn't have a pot to piss in, y'all, because he had everything. This was they've been separated now probably about. He left her probably about 8-9 years ago.
Okay, so that means she took him to the cleaners then, right?
No. This is the thing, man. No.
She opted not to.
No prenup.
No prenup. But like it wasn't about that. She didn't get no like. Only thing she got was the house they were living in. That's it. So she wasn't homeless. But as far as any kind of money, no, she didn't get nothing. And the fact that I saw that, the fact that my wife was having to take care of her mother, a grown fucking woman, I'm like, damn, man, it's a risk to just depending on somebody. So yes, I'm going to be a person that's going to tell my son and my daughter, bro, never depend on nobody but yourself. Because at the end of the day, bro, love ain't going to pay a bill. Before what y'all say, I know it's all pretty and it's all nice, but love ain't gonna keep a roof over your head. This is America. This isn't the Middle East. Men and women can just say, wake up one day, say, man, I'm done with this shit and walk away. So that's why I'm a fan of just telling my daughter, yo, chase your dreams. Yeah, get that money. Make sure you can take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because see, that's the beautiful thing, in my opinion.
Hold on, real quick. In the perfect world, yeah, a woman would have the tools to take care of herself. She'll be capable. That's the word that somebody tried to spin when they were trying to justify the woman with the strong, independent, don't need no man attitude. They tried to say, oh no, what they're really just saying is that they're capable. I'm like, no. They actually, gloating in the basking in the glory of not needing a man, and they carry that shit into the relationship. But a woman with her head on straight, which it sounds like you raising your daughter to have her head on straight, in the event that she do get a degree and know and is capable and able to take care of herself. It seems like she still ain't gonna bring no extra added I don't need you type of bitchiness to a relationship or marriage. And if that's the case, that's cool. I mean, that's the perfect medium and balance to where she's raised to be capable to, you know, like you said, something about her mental faculties. She's, you know, educated herself as, you know, to the capacity of her you know, intellectual ability, and can use that to monetize it and get a job and take care of herself. But she understands the roles of man and woman and don't bring added bitchiness to a relationship. So that's really the perfect medium. That's the balance. That's where it ought to be in this modern
really,
time.
That's really what it is, man. You just gotta understand, you know what I'm saying, your role as men and women. I think a lot of it get fucked up is, like you say, because women have good jobs, they make more money and all of that. But it's like, motherfucker, I tell guys all the time, so what? She make more money. As long as you make some money and you make enough money to take care of yourself and to pay the bills of the house you live in, it doesn't matter how much money she makes. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact.
Guys are not guys. Yeah, I was about to say guys are not tripping on the simple fact that she has an income or she makes some money or she makes good money. It's what type of attitude comes with it. I think that's more so what it is.
That 50-50 power abuse, they have abused that 50-50 power to the T. And I hate to say it, I'll see it from a pimp's perspective that, like, look, shorty, if you are an educated woman and let's say you got like a business degree, come work for me. That way you can still be working at your job and you still have your man. Because why would you want to go and serve two masters?
I don't look at it like that, man. I be hearing that saying that somebody's boss is their master. That's a little extreme to me, man.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
That's a little extreme to me.
Well, that's why I keep kind of trying to not relate it to like everything you keep putting in a slave context, and
You
I'm
keep
like,
going back to slavery.
yeah,
to
I'm
the
like,
pimp game.
Hey, I'm sorry, that's how I was raised, y'all. But when you actually look at it, it's still the same way. It's still being played the same way. I mean,
if you choose to look at it that way, I surely don't. And so my reality doesn't reflect it. That's why it's hard for me to sort of contextualize what you're saying in the reference of slavery. I was literally born in 1977. Like, I wasn't born on a plantation, dude. I was born in Hollywood.
Oh, you lucky bastard. I was born in Chicago in 86.
My wife was born in Chicago, man. I lived there for 3 years and loved it, you know.
What part?
South Side.
Really?
98th in Michigan, bro.
You loved it? I'm in Inglewood, bro.
Huh? You in Inglewood. Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, I was over there by Chicago State, man. Look, let me tell you something, man. There's certain neighborhoods of like Roseland. I mean, that's like, shit, those type of communities are like model communities for how Black folks not only used to live, but still largely live today. Very nice homes, Black college nearby. I mean, it's like literally majority, like 95% Black or some shit.
Actually, they gentrified that area now.
Are they gentrifying that shit? Well, the college, yeah, they're trying to expand enrollment there because that college actually almost shut down over some bullshit. But damn, okay, well. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on, real quick. Hold your thought. Perfect Blackness in the building. He says, Jay Boy's example is but one. I have a girl and one on the way. Teaching girls to be independent has been poison for Black community.
I was gonna question that independent notion because I was just simply gonna say, well, what if she decides to embolden or embody more of the independent mindset as an adult, and then just ultimately just sort of decides to be a career woman?
Well, she would be a miserable career woman. I mean, that's just what it is. I don't want to hear that shit. Like at the end of the day, all of us who have kids, they're going to become adults. If she decides, I'm a teach her what I teach her. If she decides and she becomes super successful and she hits on, I don't need no man, I can pay my own bills. Deep down, guys, we all know those women are miserable, bro. They got everything except the easiest thing to get, a man.
I guess we got three generations of women going through that right now.
Well, I guess what I'm saying here is that there's a difference, right, between raising your daughter to be educated and intelligent, which would then mean just simply them being a responsible adult, which then means that they go out, they get jobs and do what they need to do as a responsible adult. However, they don't necessarily have an independent mindset like that, right? Like they do the responsible adult thing. However, their desire isn't independence. And
Right.
so my question then becomes, well, if we're actually putting independent into their heads, are we surprised by what we're getting when we see women as adults?
Well, okay, so, and that sort of goes back to what I said. If the whole verbiage was teaching them to just simply be capable, then we're talking about a different thing.
Right.
But the independent and the not needing a man, not having to depend on a man, that's ingrained into the culture to where it comes along with it. So it's like the verbiage was all wrong from the start. And
now what they got to do is they got to fight the shit. That's what they're struggling with right now, right? Like anytime you bring up something like the dreaded S word, submission.
Yeah.
Right? It's like an internal fucking struggle. It's like a battle in submission, independence, submission, independence.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's why I said, well, okay, well, there is a difference between raising a responsible adult and then putting independence into their heads. There's a difference. Okay, my wife was a responsible adult. She did not desire to be independent, though.
Right. Yeah, that's yeah, and that accurately describes my woman. She's a very responsible adult, very capable, but no, she doesn't want
the
to
last
be,
thing she goes around and says is, "I don't need no man."
Yeah,
that's the
I
first
don't
thing from her head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
She didn't, honestly, and it's that's the whole not needing a man thing is so against the core of who she is. I talked about this before, how she didn't realize that she was being raised that way. She was being raised on some go to college, get your education, so you won't so you won't need no man type shit. Because her mom dealt with abuse and all kind of shit from
it's legit programming.
Yeah. So she was programmed that way. She didn't exactly take the programming. So in her mind, she thought that she was, being pushed to get an education and focus on her books. I mean, I talked about how she didn't lose her, according to her story, I believe it, but she didn't lose her virginity until she was 21. So her mom did a good job shielding her from the world, protecting her and keeping her focused, head in the books and all of that. And so, but in her mind, when she was explaining it to me, she was thinking that she was doing all of that just so, so that, so when I, if I get married, I'll be able to, bring something or contribute something to the marriage. I was like, no, your mama was teaching you all that shit so you won't have to get married. So you won't have to be with no man. So you won't have to depend on no man. So you won't have to go through the shit that she went through. And then it was like a light bulb went off in her head like, oh, she was teaching, but just her core nature of who she is. She just naturally she didn't take the programming, but she got the same outcome or ending result. But ending result in terms of she's very smart and
that was the same. That was the same with my wife, dude. Same with my wife. Her mom was like literally, she was like one of the first generation of post Black Panther women who became feminists, right? But my wife was raised by her grandmother, so they were polar opposites.
All right, Black Uru. There is something missing in GA's story. In America, a well-off man is going to have to take care of a stay-at-home wife after he divorces her. Typically, that's why I was shocked in that one situation where the woman didn't work. She ended up not getting nothing unless she wasn't working and they were just living humble off off a regular or average income, which is possible.
I mean, he's not a millionaire, but he's the dude. He plays with six figures. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
he's not a millionaire.
If you making six figures and your wife didn't work, that qualifies for alimony. So you said she got the house, so I don't know why she wouldn't end up with the house, alimony, and if it was kids, child support. That's the trifecta where the woman.
Let me tell you the true story though. And this is the truth. Her pride, bro. She had for some reason she had pride. She didn't want nothing but the house. She didn't want nothing else. Because I mean, I told you how he played her. He left her for a young chick. I mean, that's just what happened. And to be honest, she didn't get out of it. It's her fault. I mean, it was her pride. I'm gonna tell you the answer to that. It was her pride. She didn't go after alimony. She got her home. She had somewhere to stay. I mean, if you was to meet my mother-in-law, she's not with the drama. That's why I'm lucky, bro.
Yeah.
She's a real submissive. Like, she's not a drama type of woman, bro. She just took her bump, you know, and that's what happened. So she didn't take him.
I respect that. I respect that because, you know, I like most men who's single fathers who, like, right now, I talked about how my situation, it was joint custody, but now it ain't even really that no more. My 17-year-old was here with me nonstop. You know, he don't even go back to his mom's house, and 12-year-old, he's here 80% of the time, at least 70% of the time. So it's basically I can't even fathom trying to go get some child support from her. Like, that's how most men think. So when I get to see a woman who thinks like that, if our relationship ended, it's over. I just want to be away from you. I don't need shit else from you.
I'm gonna be honest, guys, and let me just salute you, Bernard, Ty City, I think Complex, all you guys that have full custody, man, of your kids, bro. You guys don't understand how much respect I have for y'all, and like how I look at y'all, just like with a smile on my face, bro, because it's like that's a big deal, bro. Like, it's not many men that got full custody of their kids, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell y'all my situation. Like, if worst case scenario, me and my wife was to get a divorce, I doubt I'll be able to get full custody, bro. That motherfucker gonna fight me tooth and nail, and then, you know, she got resources as far as her dad. I don't think I'll be able to pull it off. So that's why I salute you guys.
Hold on, you said you think she will fight you tooth and nail and not let you get joint custody?
Oh no, I will get joint custody. That won't be an issue. I'm talking about full custody. No, I'm talking about full.
Okay,
well,
yeah.
Well, you know,
technically she should fight against you getting full.
I was gonna say you guys should do you should do joint, and it should.
And
be
the beautiful thing,
the way where it's
and let me just throw this out here, because, you know, I be in arguments in the chat with people when they're talking about divorce and child. And the beautiful thing in the state of Florida, which is beautiful, in the state of Florida, if you're married and you divorce, it's automatically 50-50. There's no discussion. There's no fight.
And what state is that?
Florida.
That's good shit.
Yeah. So because if you're married and once you divorce, it's automatically 50-50, and then you guys get to go from there as far as how you want to do it.
That's good shit. I like that. I like that a lot. That's how it should be across the board. Melon Like Me TV with the $20 super chat. Shout out to my brother Oheen Imora from Melon Like Me TV. Me and him did an excellent one-on-one. He just dropped a new book. The link still floating in the chat. I got to get better at putting links in the description of the video, because that's where the link really should be. But you know the deal. You can drop the link to your book right now. We was definitely trying to get some book sales on that bad boy. So you can go ahead and drop that link to your book. People can see where to pick it up from. But we had an excellent one-on-one. So shout out to him. Again, he wrote an excellent book. I listened to the audio book. It was very, very well done. Very well done. So shout out to him on that one. He says accountability is kryptonite to the female. Men are forced to live in reality while women are allowed to live in an illusion. However, the CDC, the U.S. Census, and other statistics reveal the truth. Yes, here in the sphere, we've been unearthing a lot of that truth and screaming it from a mountaintop. And there are changes. The conversation is changing in a lot of respects when it comes to a lot of this stuff. You know, they just can't just slide their fuckery under the table. Shout out to Dark Knight Mentality, who became a Patreon. Sister George said she allegedly became a Patreon. I don't see you.
Allegedly.
I don't see your name on the list. So yeah, she's allegedly a Patreon. I'm going to have to investigate that. Hire a team of special investigators to make sure to what is it when damn it,
what
to make sure that it's actually her. At the IP level, the computer gotta
do some authenticate, like verification.
Yes. I got it. It's going to be a 2-3 week long authentication process. So when all that process goes through, then you'll get your wrench back.
Yeah, we're instituting two-factor authentication on the Patreon account. So,
but no, honestly, I don't see you on there. I don't see you on there. But Dark Knight Mentality, shout out to you coming through.
The account is on hold while under verification, so we wouldn't see that at the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. There. Y'all can see the link in the chat to my brother Oheen, Immoral Male Enlightenment TV. Check him out. Got the audiobook, the ebook, or you can actually get an actual physical copy of it. All that is available through the links. All right. Where was we at? I got thrown off. You know, I get blindsided by the fuckery sometimes. It throw me off. What was we talking about?
Well, we were just kind of touching on the child support or the divorce situation that would be in Florida. But I did want to just circle back to, as far as like being a father, like I'm not raising my daughter to be independent. I'm raising her to be a responsible adult. That's what I'm raising her to be.
Right on.
Right. I'm not raising her to be independent.
I co-sign that. I would co-sign that, Complex. I'm with you. I'm raising mine to be, a good adult, a productive citizen. Exactly. I can co-sign that, Complex.
Yeah, because if I want her to be a good helpmate for a productive man, what I got to do is I have to be the archetype for it. Okay. And then I have to raise her. I have to basically raise her to be that for the man that I marry her off to.
Right on.
I want my daughter husband to be a little better than me, man. I'm flawed like a motherfucker.
Man, we all are, bro.
I got a lot of flaws.
We all are, dude. Like, and that's the thing, man. It's okay. You know what that means? That means that she'll be okay with her man's flaws. Shit, my daddy had them.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing, when you think about the type of man that you would want your daughter to be with. Like, women try to hit us with that. Like, they expect there's going to be a instant pull at our heartstrings and make us be better men. When they say, when they ask this question, would you be okay with your daughter being with a man like you? Okay. they always say that, but I mean, I honestly, I can say yes to that. I can say yes. Only thing, it's the weird shit that make me say, nah.
I want her to be with some thug nigga. Like, what?
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, don't get it twisted, man. I do want her to be with a guy that tell her to shut the fuck up when she's talking too much. I'm cool with that. Like, if you talking too much, shut up. So some guys.
Here's the thing, J-Boy. Here's the thing, man. Like, okay, I mean, is your daughter disciplined, man? Now?
Yeah, I mean, she's young, man. She's young.
I know, but so guess what happens, man? It's like, okay, if you properly are disciplining your children, that means there'll be well-adjusted adults, man. So that means in adulthood, well-adjusted adults don't get mouthy with people. Like, when you raise properly functioning children into properly functioning adults, then they will function properly. Then you don't run into instances where we're talking about, shutting the fuck up. I would never raise my daughter to do something to where some dude is telling her to shut the fuck up.
Well, it happens even with, in a decent relationship. Sometimes a woman you do gotta tell her that even if it's not a shut the fuck up, even if it's not a shut the fuck up, it is sometimes.
What I mean is, okay, there's discussions that you have that aren't comfortable, right? Okay, and you have those out respectfully.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Well-adjusted people can do conflict resolution without saying shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There's been some times where I had to really firmly make the point that, look, you can't do this shit that you just did, that you just said to me, that you oh damn, some bad background noise.
That's my bad. That's me, bro.
Yeah, just mute up for a second. Yeah, I've had to firmly explain to her, you can't do that. and then after that was done, that thing for the most part it pretty much disappeared, So,
well, I mean, and then
so that's a well-adjusted person who's conducting herself in a way that's conducive to a functional relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. There's ways to conflict resolution with your mate, that you know what I mean, and what I mean is that if you're raising your children in a home environment where that's not commonplace, like, again, dude, they're gonna tend to repeat the same type of living pattern.
Yeah, that whole man needing to tell a woman to shut the fuck up. Like, the problem is a lot of times, I'm not saying GA Boy was doing that, but sometimes but some people do bring that into the conversation just to say, but I'll just say that you shouldn't have to consistently, if you got to tell her to shut the fuck up 5 times a week, then there's a problem. Once a week, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Once a month, maybe. Yeah, but you shouldn't. It really shouldn't even be once a month. After a while, it shouldn't be. But there's that. But shout out to Obsidian. Me and him did an excellent one-on-one last night, and I'm glad he's reaching out to Mel Enlightenment TV, saying, "Yo, please hit me up. I'd love to have you on my show to discuss your book, etc." Yeah, Ohene Imora, you definitely want to send Obsidian that promo link. He'll definitely bring you on. He's known to promote people's books after he reads them. He actually reads your book before you come on, which I did. I had to make sure I got through your book before I brought you on. Obsidian, he definitely actually reads your work, runs a fine tooth comb through it, and will definitely give you a great interview for it. Me and him teamed up yesterday. We had like 550 people in there, so Obsidian going back live on YouTube in no time. His place is gonna be it's gonna be popping over there. So that's definitely a place you want to be. It definitely be a good conversation, and I know that an interesting debate might break out, because I know Obsidian probably disagrees with you on some of your views on the. I don't even want to get too much on that, but we talked about how your MGTOW, Obsidian, have some disagreements on that, but I'm sure it'll be a respectful disagreement on that. I'm sure it'll be a great conversation. So yeah, Obsidian does a good job, treats his guests very well, so that should be a good discussion. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully y'all can link up and get that together.
We also want to give a shout out to Obsidian. We're glad you're alive. We're glad that the apes didn't come to your home, and we're Oh
yeah, you're talking about all the rioting and everything going on in Philly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they running up the walls of his place, like on like World War Z, when the zombies was running up that wall. That's what they do. Obsidian on the 3rd floor, so they climbing up to that 3rd floor on it.
They was out there throwing yaki grenades at police and shit. I did want to take it in another direction. I'll be back.
Okay.
Hey, fellas. But hey, won't y'all admit though, like, cause I'm Bernard, all 3 of us, me, you, and Complex, we're old enough we grew up in a generation that, before social media. This social media shit has changed the world. I don't think nothing is going to change in this society, me personally. I know that sounds defeatist. I just tell guys, man, you just got to find the one, because if you look at this social media, I'm gonna be honest, I get like it's this shit is scary, man. Like, I'm new to social media. I'm one of the guys I'm like a rare breed. I didn't deal with it. Like me or my wife, I never had a Facebook in my life. And I just got an Instagram page probably 2 years ago when my daughter was born, just to share photos with my family, because I don't live in the state of where they're at. But I be on there and I just be looking, and I mean, everything you guys talk about, it's out there, man. It's just that I don't think, like you said, the reason I brought that up, we're talking about these young girls and how you raise your daughters. It's like, damn, I'm gonna teach her everything I want, but it's like, I worry though that once she get her own phone and get that phone in her hand, what the fuck is gonna happen? I do worry about
how old is your daughter?
She's a baby. It's gonna get worse. She's only 3, but she's gonna get older quick.
Mine just turned 9.
Okay. So your daughter's the same age as my son. My son is 9. He has a phone.
Okay, yeah. So does mine. She has a phone, a tablet. Apple
So
TV.
Complex, how do you deal with the internet with your daughter, man, at 9 years old? That's a good question because we dealing with the internet with my son, and it's hard, man, because it's like you want to let him get on the internet, but then you find out sometimes he forget to put his earphones in, and you hear some of the shit he's listening to. I'm like, boy, what the hell is you watching? And you just shake your head. So like, how do you deal with her and the internet?
Okay, so basically, what all of her like she's on, like, if she does TikTok, but you can go in there and put settings and filters and stuff, right? So what she likes to do is to go on the TikTok and look at recipes. She likes to look at like crafts, okay, and then she likes to look at like Roblox gaming videos. Okay, like you know, the little Roblox thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, but do she know how to clear the history though?
Huh?
She probably know how to. She probably know how to clear that history on you.
No, I set up the account for filters. Yeah. Right. So I set up her account for that. So like on YouTube, she has a YouTube Kids account, right? Separate from regular YouTube. Okay. So all the content that she gets on YouTube is actually on YouTube Kids, which is the same type of stuff: gaming videos, cooking and crafts and art and stuff like that. And so really she only does those two things. And then she's starting to take the gaming now. So she's becoming a bit of a gamer chick. Another thing that I do though is that all of whatever she's doing, I do make sure that it's supporting what she likes, her interest. So she's very artsy. She likes to draw. So I got her the Procreate app and the little Apple Pencil for the app, and you know, and so that's what it is. It's like I make sure that whatever it is that she's doing, it's in line with her what she's into. I don't just let her just meander about the web. Okay, dude, I grew up on the fucking internet, dude. I started using the internet back in 1988. Okay, like trust me, I done been through all.
That was some slow ass dial up you was using.
I thought the internet didn't come out until I was in high school. Like,
man, it was late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah,
I was in high school when the internet came out.
Other shit prior to that, I didn't even call it the internet. When I went on there trying to look at some porn, and it took like 30 minutes for a little 15-second sample clip to upload. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Bernard was waiting on that pixelated porn.
Yeah, no, I can stick to my VHS. But anyway,
no, you could dial in like, you could dial into the internet. We were in the late 80s, man. It was like a 28K baud modem.
Damn. It didn't become mainstream until everybody started getting them CDs in the mail.
Yeah, like AOL. Well, first you had Prodigy.
That's back when cell phones was bigger than his damn coffee cup.
Yeah.
That's some
Motorola. You had that Motorola brick.
The brick phone.
Shout out to Son. His Hot Rock came through the super chat. He said, "Hey Bernard, what did I miss? What did Sister George do to have her wrench powers taken?" You didn't mention nothing. I was just trying to.
No. We're currently, she's under account verification right now.
No, I haven't even. They don't even say that she became a Patreon. But I was doing something different where I was saying basically Patreons get wrenches, but I don't know. I'm questioning whether or not it's a good idea because there's some people who I don't really care for that became a Patreon just for that reason. And then you potentially alienate people who be dropping a lot of super chat money on there, taking their wrench away because they're not a Patreon. I don't know. It may have not been a good idea, but I don't know. I was going with it. I'm building a plane while I'm flying it, but she didn't exactly do nothing other than just being Sister George. I mean, that's
you gotta test things out to know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, Sister George, if he don't take your wrench twice a month, he got to keep you honest.
You know what? When she used to just get a wrench, just giving basic content creator respect, she used to be in my chat wilding the fuck out. She do behave herself now. She do behave herself because she know that her little wrench powers will be taken. I'll take it away.
Take it.
She's like Jet Li in Unleashed. When you take that fucking bracelet off.
He said it's because she dark skinned.
Hey Bernard, quick shout out! Hey, shout out to your hometown. My barber, when I lived in Nashville for 7 years, he's from Saginaw. Actually, he's from you and him from the same hometown. His name was Rodney. His name Rodney. My barber, the dude who cut my hair. Yeah, he's from Saginaw. He from
Rodney.
Yeah, dude named Rodney. He thought shit, Rodney.
I'm playing. I don't know.
I was about to say, damn, you good, because I don't know. I'm from Saginaw. I don't know no damn Rodneys.
Yeah, so yeah, he from Saginaw. He's from your town. I was like, when I heard you say you from Saginaw, I said, oh, that's where my barber's from.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Oh shit. Let's see. Where we at? Look like wait, hold on. I saw somebody else. I see Jessica X down there just dropped a super chat. No, Sir Tice, that's almost missed. Says 1,200 baud modems.
Yep.
CompuServe.
There you go.
What I'm talking about. Okay, yeah.
That was one of they were one of the first internet service providers too.
Yeah.
CompuServe, Prodigy. Then there was America Online. Then there was Netscape and
I came in with Netscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. The internet didn't count until you. Okay, I'm not gonna let y'all know how perverted I was as a young man, but until you can get that until that porn, you could click on it and it pop right up. That's when the internet started. God damn it,
bro! When that chat feature, when that dating chat popped up, man, I was internet pimping, boy.
What
you go to them little chat rooms and shit.
AOL?
Dating, relationships.
AOL chat rooms?
Yeah, AOL chat room. Yeah.
You went in there and you go into the chat and put ASL.
A sex location.
Yeah.
Oh, see that I didn't know nothing about that. I've heard Angry Man. I think it was Angry Man. I know somebody was talking about that.
Zero tell you about it. Keith obviously knows.
Yeah, I've heard about that ASL, age sex location. I wasn't. See, like I was in high school when MySpace was getting popular, but I didn't.
Really, nigga? You only 2 years younger than me, for real? High school?
I think I was in high school. Yeah,
nah, bro, because I was in the army, bro, when fucking MySpace was hot. So it wasn't that long ago, bro.
Yeah, that was mid 2000s.
Yeah, this was like 2007, 2008.
That wasn't MySpace. I'm thinking about Black Planet.
Oh, okay, Roger.
Yeah, Black Planet, not MySpace. But yeah, I was.
Yeah, man, MySpace, man. You go talk to hoes and then play Drug Wars. You didn't play that shit?
Drug Wars. Oh my god.
Remember MySpace had games?
Yeah, they had that game, Drug Wars, dude. That was like it was that one. There was another one, but I remember.
I was in AIT, nigga. So like I'm training and then going back to the barracks, and like for the first month you there, like nigga, you on lockdown. You can't. you knew. So we stayed in the barracks playing on the phone, playing Mob Wars and shit.
Mob Wars. Yeah, that's the one.
Shout out to Jessica X. Thank you for the super chat. She says, "Free Sister George, bring back the winch. I mean the wrench. Bring back the wrench."
Wow.
Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate. I appreciate. I meant to say wrench. It slipped. It slipped.
Freudian. Yeah.
Sister George, you're good. You got the help of the light skin delegation.
Yeah, you got the light skin delegation behind you. You'll be back in no time. You got light skinned women campaigning for you. You good. You're in good hands. You're in good hands.
Hey, you get 2 more light skin references. You got your wrench back.
Wow.
Oh shit. All right. What the fuck? Man, I be getting thrown off. We had a topic going. So Silent, when you get married when you get married and have children, how you gonna raise your daughter? You gonna raise her to be strong, independent?
Well, first of all, I ain't having daughters. I mean,
you ain't say nothing about the get married part.
Look, listen. You want me to be real? If I have a daughter, I'm a fucking hypocrite. What do you want me to say? I'll be back.
Yeah, if I had a daughter, I'd turn into a goddamn fundamentalist pastor, damn near.
You gonna be a hood conservative?
Huh?
Then you can turn into a conservative.
What do you mean turn into a conservative? You talking about like a Christian right conservative, like one of those?
The hood variety.
I suppose, but yeah, I would.
I'm totally being facetious, man.
Yeah. I sometimes jokes go over my head. I be a little slow, but but yeah. Oh shit! My Dark Lives Matter. Okay. Said Bernard's going to become Amish. Yeah, I don't.
Shit!
I'm glad I don't got it.
A long beard with a top hat.
Yeah, all I gotta do is get rid of the stash, get rid of the little hair on the lip, and then
then grow the beard out and get a top hat, and then you get around on a horse and buggy.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. But yeah, raising a daughter, man. That's I'm glad I don't got those problems, man. I'm glad I don't got those problems. That's a whole nother dynamic of just I don't know. I mean. What do you think? Okay, yours is I don't know if 9 qualifies as preteen.
Hey, what do you think of this?
That's 9. Okay, I mean anything before 13 is preteen, but they normally when they say preteen, I figure they talking 11 or 12. But I guess like I don't know, man. It's a hard thing when you're talking about a teenage girl and. I know what the sex conversation is like between me and my sons. That's easy. It's not easy, but it's easy. You can have the conversation. It's like with the daughter, it's like, man, like I'm glad I don't even got to even be trying to figure out what to do with that conversation. It's a whole nother mind fuck. It really is.
Yeah, you have to. What I found that I have to do is give her a male's perspective. It's not simply just me telling her, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But as a male, I have to explain to her why it's important to make, certain types of decisions. Right.
Hey, do you have any complex? Do you have any other like sisters or aunts, that she get that adult woman interaction?
I do. Hold on 1 second. That's actually her. She's on break from school. Give me just a second.
All right. What was your
My bad, BR. I gotta periodically drop off, man. I'm managing the floor today at my day job, so I gotta come back in.
Nah, you cool.
What up, Silent?
Somebody requesting the link.
Yo, who that is? Is that Sir Trish?
Sir Tice.
Yeah.
What's good?
Sun is Hot Raw. Shout out to Sun is Hot Raw. Third. He said third war lost is wrench. Man, Wrenchgate might be over. I'm hearing. I'm listening to the people.
Hey, bro. So how many Patreons did you pick up at least, or whatever? I mean, was it worth that?
Well, it's only worth it if I stick to it. But I don't know.
We've officially entered Wrenchgate now.
No, I was gonna say that should be some set it and forget it and shit. Whatever additional stuff you got.
That's always been my mindset. Like I don't remember when I became a Patreon of Obsidian sometime back in 2018, and I was a Patreon for him for probably 8 months before I even knew I existed. Before I even posted in the chat.
Hey, let me get y'all take on this.
When he used to go on YouTube, I think he used to do his show at like 6 o'clock, and he would go from like 6 to sometimes 12, and I would be working third shift, and I would probably, after the show was off the air, I would plug in my earbuds and just get 6 hours of my 8-hour workday listening to Obsidian. And sometime around that time, I became a Patreon and just set it and forget it. Well over 2 years ago. Like that's how I do it, and I didn't, didn't give a damn about a wrench or none of that stuff. I didn't even make my presence known until like I was probably a Patreon for like a year before I even made my presence known. That's where I'm at with it. I silently support when I support. When it but back then, but that is what it is. Be that as it may.
What was that? Sir Type. Okay, what was that you asked me, bro?
Well, I was hoping GA Boy would still be on here because I wanted to get another homie with a daughter on this. I have a cousin who's basically like my sister, and we would have to take her in periodically or whatever. And I would ask my father about it's just because I have an older brother. But long story short, it seems what they did in the old school was they kept them busy, keep them involved in activities. And as simple as that sound, that's when you don't get all the excessive influences and all that, I mean, they're going to be on the internet. That is what it is. But to me, as if they see other things that they could be doing as opposed to just sitting up on IG looking for likes, their mind is going to be into something else. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you do have to really participate in your child's interests.
You mean be a parent? No.
Yeah.
No.
No. I'm just kind of speaking generally, right? Like you have to really have an active role in your child's interests, and that includes what they're consuming on the internet and shit. Like I watch my daughter like a hawk. I would say, I largely out of necessity, I have to, because there aren't two parents here to share that responsibility, right? So my senses have to be heightened with regards to her, and vice versa. My daughter, she kind of has an attachment thing with me, right? Because of coming, how her early childhood was. Okay, like. She was heavily reliant upon me because for a good portion of her life when her mother was here, my wife, there wasn't a whole lot she could do. There was only a small amount of time when my wife was in remission and she was feeling healthier, where she was really active with her and doing things with her. And that was like the most crucial period, man, where my daughter got that in. But when she took sick again, my daughter, it was really just all back on me. So then when my wife passed away, my daughter was just like, okay, well, it's just me and you now, Daddy. So now it's like, dude, if I'm away, if I'm out of her view for more than like 30 minutes, she's coming to peek. Where are you? You know what I mean? So with her, there's a bit of an attachment thing with her because of what she experienced early on. So it's one of those things, man, where I mean, if you really do, love your child, then you're going to do what's best for them.
I did have an answer for your question, BR.
Wait, hold your thought on that. Let me get caught up before I lose these. Osama Abdul says BR and O-Man killed it last night. More prime time, BR. Yeah, that was definitely a great stream. O-Man definitely killed it last night, breaking down, the Ice Cube with the Quanes and his back and forth with Roland Martin and Alicia, whatever the hell her last name is, from Black Lives Matter. So yeah, we definitely killed it. It was about 550 people in there, so that algorithm starting to hit the O-Man channel again real good with him going live on YouTube. So that should be interesting developments. I think he going today at 6 as well. I forgot who his special guest is. He having some woman from the pro-black side of the aisle. I think she one of the chicks to
Sonetta's.
One of Sonetta's girls. I don't know if that's probably very inappropriate to call her that, but one of Sonetta's girls, she having her on. So yeah, shout out to Obsidian having an interview with that tonight at 6 p.m. Make sure y'all go check that out. Somebody else, well, at least I thought somebody else came through. Black Wolf, you said that there it is right there. That's what I was looking for. But Black Wolf said, did I get a Cash App about something? I have no idea what you're referring to. I didn't see a Cash App or anything pop up. So no, I'm not joking. I mean, if it was Sister George, I'd probably lie and say I ain't see it.
I'm laughing at something in the chat.
Okay, yeah. Just like if she do become a patron, I'm gonna pretend for like 2 weeks that I ain't see it. But Clue says keep Wrenchgate going. $5 a month is not a king's ransom. That's what that was the initial thought process. The people that normally support would just say, okay, the normal $5 that I would normally drop anyway, I'm just gonna put that on the Patreon, set it and forget it, and that's that. But I don't know. And it's a clusterfuck anyway, because it's a lot of people in the wrench in the chat, they got wrenches that are not Patreons, and so it's an imperfect instrument right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we'll see. I do care about the people, and I don't want to be alienating people who be dropping 20s on it. But for whatever reason, they don't want to do a Patreon thing. I don't want to alienate them either. So I don't. It's a tough call that, but I don't know. we'll see. But thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. Let's see, where are we at? Silent, you was trying to answer a question, somebody's question.
Yeah. You had asked me, if I get married and have a daughter, what would I do? Well, I'm conflicted, right? So, I am who I am, but I also am who I am, with my background. If I ever have kids, they're going to be spoiled like a motherfucker. To be honest, like,
I can see that. I can see that given your background and how you grew up in your foster care or what, So I get it.
I've built a pretty good thing here, and my children are going to enjoy that. And I know these hoes ain't shit, but you better treat my daughter right. My fear, man, real talk. My fear is that if I have a daughter, I'm gonna end up in prison. I'm just being 100. My temperament, I don't think my temperament can handle having a daughter, because I will fuck one of these dudes up out here. I'm just being 100. I don't need to have a daughter. I can't. My temperament just can't handle that shit, B. I'm just 100.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Real quick before I respond to that, and I want to get other people. I definitely want to get Complex's response to that. Black Wolf, I sent it back to you. Check your Cash App, because that topic that you was requesting, that's one that I don't want to do that one. So I sent the Cash App back to you. So check your Cash App. You should have a 50 in there. You can send it back. Come up with another one. Send it back. But I'm not gonna. Yeah, I have my reasons. I email you why I don't want to dabble into that one.
But on that slippery slope.
Well, no, it ain't that big of a big of a thing. I just didn't want to do that one in particular. But
yes, Lorenzo. Yes, in my daddy days, I will be a simp. Yes.
No. So you're going to be a simp in your. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I can hear you, but what do he mean by that? So you're going to be a simp in your daddy days?
I'm gonna own that, B. I know if I have a daughter, I'm gonna be a big sucker for her.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. Time out. Is that the new thing now? Spoiling your daughter is simping. Is that?
I get what you're saying.
Please tell me that.
I think what they're saying is, if you the thing is if you produce the exact same thing that you despise right now, that is.
But I don't. But the thing is, I don't despise women.
No, I'm not talking about. I never said you despise women. I said despise the thing that you dislike in women. If you don't like overly spoiled, attention-seeking women, right, or gold diggers, then you can't make one.
Well, I understand that, but find another fancy algorithm-friendly word for it. Don't call it a word that already exists and has a definition.
And also, Bernard, when I started this off, I already told you I was going to be a hypocrite. Yeah. I already told you the rules for my daughter ain't the rules for everybody else. I'm just keeping 100.
But what I'm saying is this is the point that most guys miss. I have a daughter. Yeah. And what I have to do a lot of time is check myself, right? Sitting around explaining myself to my daughter, that ain't happening, because she.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the spoiling.
I'm talking about that too. Yeah. What I'm saying is this: I know the goal for most men should do this, since we have the ability to look into the future. You should love your future son-in-law now. What am I going to give this young man? Am I going to give him a typical black woman, or am I going to give him a black woman that's going to be submissive to him and he can protect his girl? Because I'm not going to be here for forever, and I already know my temperament. I'm saying with Silent, but most of these dudes ain't finna do that with my daughter. I'm the only dude gonna really love her. I hope her husband will love her one day, right? But he ain't gonna never love her like I love her. So the goal is to restrict your own self a little bit, so you don't warp her into something that when she gets out into the dating market, like Silent said, there's different rules for her. But guess what? To just me and any other nigga, she's just another bitch. I don't care. And that's what I keep trying to tell guys is, even if you have a daughter, you love her dearly, but there's some things of a standard that has to be in place. So if we're going to make a new generation for these young black men that we talk about, we love so much, can have a good submissive wife, we have to start that now.
I gotta be honest, when I'm talking about in that concept, in that context, I don't give a fuck about the community tab, right?
Nah.
I mean, I get on these panels and I give my opinions on all kind of subjects, but I don't have a dog in any fight. At the end of the day, just like I made my life to do what the fuck I want and be happy and have all those things that I could never have, in this little bubble of my house, my kids are gonna have it all, period. And I know what that sounds like. I don't care about any of that. I'm gonna make sure my kids have it all. And if you fuck with my kids, I'm gonna put a bullet in you. That's just where I'm at with it. And then I can get on these panels and I can have a conversation about the community at large. But with my background, listen, I've always been transparent. If I have children, man, they will have everything I couldn't have. I will be living vicariously through my children. I'm okay with that.
Question. I have a question for you. Will you discipline your children?
That's a good question.
Yeah, will you discipline your children also?
And PD Tony, I'm far from a mark, dude. Real talk. You've been in these channels.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Complex is asking because you're basically what you're saying is you're gonna raise kids to go out into the world and they're gonna have to meet niggas like me. I don't
No,
care
you
about
guys
what
are reading
do.
too much into it.
No,
this is why it's hard being honest with people.
Complex asked a good question that was very straightforward.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get. Yeah,
he said, "Are you going to discipline your children?"
Are you asking me, am I going to discipline my children?
Yeah,
that's what he was asking.
The easy answer is yes. The fact that you're asking that question tells me you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm not at all. What I'm actually doing is now I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Jesus Christ, dude, slow down. What I'm saying is this: there's nothing wrong with what you're saying, bro. As long as that shit.
I was actually responding to somebody in the chat, not to you.
I know, and that's why I was saying like ignore them, bro, because I was really trying to dig at what you're talking about. Yeah. Ignore that shit, because the reality is that you ain't saying nothing wrong, family. Like, as long as you gonna also back that shit up with some discipline, you good to go.
Yeah,
man, real talk. I mean, I get that, but like,
ain't no simping, ain't no. Man, that's something. Don't
because none of these people have a better a nicer outlook on life than I do. I think I figured it out. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take y'all advice. I don't care what y'all think. I got to where I am by not giving a fuck what y'all think. Nobody.
All right, Black Wolf Inc. in the building. He says, "No problem. I already had another topic in mind." Yeah, shoot that one by me. And I just saw a Cash App you sent. So
I got a question.
Thanks very much. Hold on, I do want to respond. I do want to check this. But Black Wolf, thanks, man. I appreciate all your support. American Negro, the person who got a wrench, who I didn't want to have one, came through. He said. He was responding to what They Live said when he was he says you are supposed to spoil your daughter so that she knows how to properly be treated by a man. She will respect you enough to introduce you to a man that's similar to you for the blessing. Now,
yeah, that's working out. That's working out.
I got it. And you got next, because I clicked on that one because I do want to respond to that. And the difference is if she's coming in thinking that this man is supposed to spoil her the way her dad spoiled her for no reason. That she didn't have to do shit. She just had to be just born his daughter, and she's just getting spoiled. And so, no, a man is not supposed to spoil the way that a dad spoils. Like I don't think that's the right way to go to the mindset what you want to put in her. Now the type him treating her right and him treating her, with a certain amount of respect and all of that. Like, I get all of that, but I think you're heading down a path where it's easy. Where if men have that mentality, it's easy for them to raise a daughter that just has a mentality of gimme this, gimme that. You ain't doing this for me. You ain't buying this. You ain't buying Birka bags. Okay, you ain't doing right. I feel like that's what that would lend to, if that's all we talking about right there. If you spoil like the dad spoiled you, like, man.
And Bernard, you're right, because let's see how that's worked. You got a whole bunch of girls out here right now who was daddy's little princess, and look at the byproduct of what we got. Your job as a parent is your job as a parent is to love your child. Is to do to raise a whole functioning, complete, competent person. You're not supposed to get everything you want. You're not supposed to just be. You're supposed to be able to, as a man, if you get everything you want, you don't earn it. Then you got this spoiled brat out here in the world, like the rest of these kids are today, right? Most dudes fail to realize this one piece about their daughter. To other niggas, she's just another bitch.
What you just said about the earning part they live is just why I was gonna get up. There's nothing wrong with spoiling your kid, but they have an end of the bargain to do, whether that's their chores, finishing their assignments in school, and things of that nature.
And here's the thing: we might be using the wrong word, because I think the world's spoiled. Should be loving your children and giving them gifts isn't a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
right.
What reeks of it when you talk about spoiling a kid, what reeks of it is a parent being irresponsible in the spoiling of the kid, and thus raising an irresponsible, spoiled adult.
And what that is, and this is the Keith dropped off because I wanted him to understand that he's not inherently doing anything bad thinking that way as a parent, because that's ultimately what you're doing. You're ultimately like looking to pass on your stuff to them. Okay. And the earlier you start learning that early on by investing in them. So he wasn't saying anything wrong, but see where the irresponsibility comes in is that when it's not backed by any discipline. I mean, right. you know, like you come out here to LA, man, you got tons of like, you know, teenage kids and shit, zillennials and millennials that literally were just spoiled with no fucking discipline, man. And they're just socially inept as fuck. And you know, just, you know what I mean? So that's entitled. Entitled. And that's what you get when there's no fucking discipline, but spoilage. When you got all the fucking Xboxes and all the goddamn games and the PS4s and the Jordans and, you know, all the little fly street clothing and, you know what I mean? Your parents just paid for shit because they didn't really want to deal with you. You know, so they just pacified you with shit. And then when you got older, when you felt, you know, unhappy about something from a social standpoint, what did you do? Gimme. Okay, that's what raising undisciplined kids produces in adulthood.
Bruh, I'm listening to you and I'm reading the chat at the same time. Why is this so hard to fucking understand? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
because a lot of dudes, the reason why is because a lot of dudes, when they look at their daughters, man, they see their mama. And they don't want what that happened to their mama to happen to the daughter.
Which is the weird.
So they're going to do anything possible to put this young daughter, this young black female, in a position where she's super educated, got all the shit that she wants, and you're sending her into the world with her hypergamy high as hell already, right? And then you're going to go around meeting dudes your age. The young black dudes now, these young boys, these dudes are savage. They don't care nothing about what your daddy got and what you come from. These boys don't care, man. These young dudes do not care, man. It's a beautiful thing, right? But these boys coming out the womb not simple. They may be socially awkward, but they're coming out the womb not simple.
All right, the Max the Trucker. Go ahead and finish.
But what you're seeing is a byproduct of spoiling these girls. And now look at these young black girls now. What a lot of the young black girls now are saying the dudes ain't even checking. Why would you do that for them? Why don't we take a step back and give these girls a room and a place and space to be feminine, right? To be friendly, right? So they ain't got to be masculine and all that kind of crap. I think what Complex was saying in terms of when he talks to his daughter.
Yeah, what Complex was saying was quite clear. The Max the Trucker in the building with the super chat. Thanks, I appreciate that. He says, "Keep your standard, Bernard. You dudes pay $20 club only to come up empty-handed at the end of the night. You could pay $5 per month for good content, Salute Bernard." But yeah, the conflict of it is some of them be dropping $20 on the super. So there's that. It's a legitimate. It's fine. It's fine arguments on many sides. So there's that. I do acknowledge that. So
we officially have Wrenchgate.
Yeah, we officially got Wrenchgate. I'll think on it and figure it out, and we'll But if the end result of it is Sister George don't got a wrench, then I think we all can live with that.
We're all cool with that.
Yeah, we can just live. Yeah, we can live with that. Let's see. And speaking of the devil, she says, "Spoil and love your daughters. It's important to build their self-esteem." Hashtag fuck your Patreon.
So hold on a second. Let's seriously analyze
Hold
that
on,
comment
somebody.
here. All right.
I mean, it's a splash of fuckery in the comments that spoiling.
No, not the latter part, but on the real, your self-esteem is improved by when you accomplish things, not by you just merely receiving something. So, whether you put that puzzle together as a kid or you got these good grades, you see what I'm saying, or you accomplish something. That's what typically improves your self-esteem, not just the gifts you're getting or you getting access to everything.
Self-esteem and character.
Well, that's what I was saying. What you have to do is you have to support their interests. Okay, so when my daughter makes something to eat, I eat it, and I tell her it's good,
even if it tastes like shit.
Well, it doesn't taste like shit. Actually, it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
No, I mean that. So I got legit.
Sometimes kids cook for their parents and it be nasty as hell, and the parent just suffer through it.
But that's how they learn. But that's how they learn.
That's what I mean. That's how they learn. You still have to do it, right? You still have to do it. But that's what does it. That's what does it, because that's going to be the real confidence builder. When you actually reinforce things that naturally come to them that they're good at, right? It's character development. You're building their character up. You're building things about them that they'll go on to really embody. That'll just naturally make those characteristics attractive to someone else. Just empty spoilage though, not so much.
Yeah, that's why the word spoil. I mean, that's why a lot of people went left when Silent said he's going to spoil his daughter, because we just looked at the negative aspects of spoiling.
But from where he was coming from, I understood, and that's why I said, "Are you going to discipline your kids?" And he said, "Yeah, of course." And I said, "All right, there's nothing wrong with you saying.
Going to discipline them, raise them right, make sure they're going to grow up to be good, upstanding, productive citizens, while simultaneously giving them the world. It's a balance. It's a balance."
I was going to say this.
Bab says, "Y'all say that, but forget the majority of homes are single mothers. Fathers spoiling their kids hasn't created a sense of entitlement, but we're men talking about fathers raising kids, and those kids that are raised by fathers, whether or not we're spoiling them. Don't
understand why that always happens. Like
bro, that was the comment. That was the comment I was speaking of earlier when I was going to say this.
That's just trying to sprinkle bullshit on the conversation. These are men talking about man issues. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Fall back. Anyway, and also.
You got another one?
Hold on, I got another one. And then right here it says, "If you love her right, she knows to avoid a dude that looks at her as just another bitch. I'm proof." Virtue signal much? Anyway, all right.
I call bullcrap. we call bull that based off the numbers, right? I mean, women are having babies and stuff with dudes from the streets.
Thanks for your comment, Bab. I just had to give you some of that Sister George treatment a little bit. Yeah, but thanks for coming through. I appreciate all your people that listen, and I'm assuming you hit the like button. Thanks for coming through. But I had to give you a little bit of work, just a little bit. All right. Perfect Blackness in the building. This whole spoiled girls has helped to create a whole generation of ADOS women with unrealistic standards and no expectations of accountability. Thank you for the super chat. Perfect Blackness.
I'm gonna build off of that one, Bernie.
All right, I'm gonna let you build off. Well, you hold your thought on it, because I do want to make it to the bottom of the chat. Son is Hot Rock came through with another one. Appreciate it. He says, "Remember that someone who you're gonna kill have parents too." Okay, that's interesting. "And they will equally seek out you and do the same to you or worse. So be careful with that one." He's referring to Silent Lamont, saying he's going to put a bullet in the head if anybody does anything wrong to his daughter. That's something that I did want Complex to build on, because that's part of the mind fuck of raising your daughter, having the sex talk with your daughter, knowing that she's going to be out there dealing with some guy that's a guy, and you might have to kill him. But go ahead and build on that other one. Was that Sir Tice or They Live?
Yeah, it was me. It was me.
Go ahead and build on that.
I don't know how long you're gonna go, but Dark Slothius says he's got a he really wants to say something. But I'll give up my spot for him.
Oh no, it's enough. It's enough. You can get 10 people on the panel. You ain't got to give it up.
All right. No, but
I'm scared that Dark Slothy is gonna come up here and say some crazy shit. But I'm
okay,
gonna go ahead. It's almost at the end of the show, so I'm gonna let Dark Slothy is going and rock.
I won't even be that long. I just think that when we hear the word spoil and provide or give things kids that you didn't have, we mix those all things. The only thing that I really worry about when cats spoil, and that's to me, I look at excessively providing, is that when they get to that 16, 17, 18, then they become the adults that Perfect Blackness was talking about, you know, where, oh, I need this or whatever because I ran up this bill or whatever, and they're 22 years old, you know. Obviously, I'm not a female, but the best thing that my father ever did is I ran up something when I was like 19 or whatever, and I was always used to him bailing it out. He is like, what you want me to do? I'm not doing it. You the one got in this problem, you fix it. And that was the best, you know, and I hated him for about a couple of months for it, but that was the best lesson he could have ever taught me, you know. And I guess this goes into that whole independent thing, but I just sometimes they're looking, sometimes if they get used to being spoiled, they'll carry that over into the expectations of another, of something else, and they can be easily manipulated with that.
Well, let me just say something real quick to that, Sir Tice. So what are we teaching our kids about budgeting? You know, do they have a piggy bank?
Point taken.
You know, do they have a piggy bank, and do they have like a little running ledger or something like that? Like what my daughter has come to understand is that what she understands now is that if I tell her I can't get her something because I got to get something for the business, I don't have the money right now. Over time, she started to ask me, well, why? And then I would explain to her. I'd show her things you got to pay for, how much money we're putting in, this, and this is why I don't have the money for this, right?
Hey, hold on to that. Hey, Complex, let me say this. One of my best friend's daughter, we was together, and she said, Dad, let me have some money. He's like, no, he said, I don't have any right now. She pointed to the money machine. It's like, there's a money machine right there.
The ATM, right?
Exactly,
no, but see, my daughter understands is that there's an account that has to have money in it for me to take it out of that, right?
Exactly.
That's what she understands.
Right.
Okay. And she has her own account. She has a card as well. So if she wants to buy online games and stuff, she has to buy it. So she has to make sure she's got the money for this stuff. And so what I've told her, because there's been times where some money goes in and then it's like instantly gone. And then she's coming to me and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What happened to the money that was in there? Yeah. And then it was like, well, I bought this and this. I said, okay, well, guess what you got to do now? You're going to have to wait till you get some more money in there. And so now what she'll do is kind of stretch it out more, right? She stretches it out now. And this is what she's starting to learn and understand is that if you want to do things and it requires money, you have to have money. Pure and simple.
But also you're also showing her how to be an entrepreneur's wife, right? Well, because if you listen to most entrepreneurs' wives, you're not getting shit for the first fucking 5 years.
Well, dude, her dad's an entrepreneur.
That's what I'm saying. Like my girlfriend's dad is he's a business owner, builds multi-million-dollar homes. She grew up poor, so when we're talking to her, she's like, "Man, you act just like my pops, an asshole." I'm like, "Yeah, but it is what it is. You prep for this." You know what I mean? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking dudes. What are we raising these girls to be? Right? If you're gonna make them strong and independent, then that's cool. But she gonna have to suffer the consequences of that. Right? And these young black girls are saying, I don't want that. I don't mind having a dude that's like my dad, Complex, who's an entrepreneur, right? Because we want more black men to be entrepreneurial. And the only way you can be truly successful as a black entrepreneur is having a good female with you at home. It's a good support system, right? She already knows how to do that stuff. That's the things that I'm asking, man. I'm not talking about just making these girls walk out here to be some strong and independent, right? And then you just leave them into a life of loneliness. The stats have already said if a black woman reaches the age of 35 and she's not married, she's the least likely to ever get married. I didn't make the study. It's 35. Black women from Howard University.
Younger.
No, black women from Howard University put that study on. So we're going to just, 35 ain't that long period of time.
All right. Ray Clemens, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And we're about to go to Dark Slothius, but Ty City, stop timing out all the dark-skinned women, man. Ty City.
I don't know. Oh, my bad.
Ty City's timing out all the dark skinned women because they dark skinned it. That's the only reason why he's doing it. But
Hey, I'm
but
doing it real
go
fast.
ahead,
Y'all
go
hear
ahead, Dark.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Dark Slothius. Go ahead, you got it.
All right. So this the point I wanted to make. I ain't gonna go wild and crazy, but basically, no matter what you teach your daughter, you can teach her how to be a great woman, submissive, and all that. If she's going to college, she gonna get programmed by all them feminist groups, feminist agendas, and she gonna end up doing the exact same thing I done seen people with black women who grew up with millionaire dads. You know what I'm saying? With I done seen black women who are immigrants, all that stuff. When they come to college, especially university, and they get that feminist programming, they going left. It don't matter what you teach them. They're not gonna tell you about it. They're not gonna put it out there, but they going left. They wilding out, man. This is a year of WAP. I mean, it's been like that since I was in college. Like, trust me, once they get a hold of them feminist programming in college, like it's whatever you taught them, it don't matter.
Well,
Yeah, it's a factor in the equation with the going to college and the feminist training and teaching. I remember when I was just going to community college. I took a sociology class, and looking back at that, keep in mind I was very liberal. I might as well have been a male feminist back then, my damn self. So I didn't realize how bad it was until I'm now looking back at it. How it was chapters she was skipping, and she put it was a part of it where they were analyzing a part of the sociology book that touched on feminism. I feel like we spent the whole damn if it was a 15-week class, I feel like we spent like 6 of those weeks on that chapter. In every other chapter, she incorporated some type of feminist, very liberal shit in there to where, yeah, it's a thing. It's a problem. It's something that they do on colleges. So yeah, they can program. They can program them. That is a factor in the
that has definitely been the case in the last 25 years, in the university system more than it was previously. You can say it's actually started in the 60s, but you are spot on in this. I wanted to dismiss what he kind of said, but in hindsight, I'm even thinking of white people I know who fit what Darth Slothius was saying. Damn.
Yeah,
bro, I got a quick story.
Hold on, real quick. You can tell your story in a second, but it's something in all seriousness that Sister George and Ty City is talking about in the chat, where she said, I can't find it now, but she had said that black men are raising their daughters. I'll just read it right here. I can't highlight it because I can't find it, but it says black men are teaching their daughters to be feminist to a certain degree. In another post, she said, if you're raising your daughters to be independent, you are raising them to be feminist. That's the majority. Ty City says, Sister George,
not necessarily.
Do a stream on that now, even though she is just trying to take one of the problems with women and charge black, basically is black men fault. That's what she's doing. But I do think a legitimate conversation can be had on that. I think I started that legitimate conversation that, yeah, we talk about type of women we want, but when you get your daughter, do protective instinct kick in, and you try to teach them to be independent, to make sure that they're able to be fully functional by themselves. And does that come with that strong, independent, don't need no man mindset and attitude, or those things have to coexist? That would be actually a good conversation for them to have over there. If they can, keep all the fuckery out of the conversation, it might actually be a good conversation. So I am halfway interested in what they gonna say on that, but it's probably gonna turn out to be some bullshit. But go ahead, Darth.
I'll say this, Darth. Hold on a second. I'll say this briefly because Complex touched on it earlier.
Hold on. What you mean? What you mean? Oh, I will definitely put that on the docket. Like you got shit set up to do. You just listen to my show to come up with all your topics. So don't pretend like you got a docket set up of programs and shit you already planned out. You just Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was saying Complex touched on this earlier, and I don't think people realize how serious that programming is. And I'll give you the perfect example. What was considered the best black show in the last 30 years? Name it. What was considered the best? Okay. Now, we would probably call Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable a simp because pretty much his wife ran the I mean, and by the way, when you really look at this, damn, she was a lawyer and she had time to raise 6 kids and all. I mean, it's almost like, damn, how
damn near fake, you know.
I know. I mean, how
it was no mention of daycare or nannies or nothing in that damn show.
Hold a second. Kids ranging from sophomore in college to 5 years old. I mean, you know, but that whole Claire Huxtable template then was spun off into a different world, and you got to get an education, you know. And one thing they didn't say, I love hearing these topics when they talk about most enrolled, is what I say is most enrolled, because they never talk about, okay, they usually typically in only a couple set of industries, but you know, what is it? Government, customer service. I'm forgetting the other two, HR and whatever. But the point I'm saying is that they're looking at that program archetype, then lead into the Waiting to Excel's type movies. And this is the model that they chasing. So my thing is how come other groups of women who grew up on the Western side of the globe didn't fall into that? You get white chicks, Indian chicks who go to school, get educated, and then come back, find them a husband, whether they become housewives or go back and forth into the workforce. You know, what is it with so many of stateside Black women, I don't want to dare say you know, that just fall into that program? And the number one thing is they consume too much goddamn media.
They are our women, man. You got to embrace it. You got to embrace it.
Yeah, share complexion don't mean shit to me.
Even the dark-skinned ones. All right. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. with the super chat. He says, shout out to Angry Man for talking about the Cosby Show on Boss Talk Radio last night.
I didn't even hear that. Damn.
No, I missed that. After me and Obsidian got off at 10 o'clock, I laid down, put in a movie, fell asleep. So I didn't listen to nothing. Oh, I'm sitting there stretching. I didn't listen to nothing after I got off the air last night. So yeah, shout out to Angry Man on that one. Damn, something decent was brought up that
Hey Bernard, real quick, I did want to touch on something. I was in the grocery store, and my battery is literally about to go dead here. So I'm gonna just touch on this, and then I'm gonna drop off because it's literally about to go dead. But no, I guess that whole conversation that I guess Sister George and Concrete Rose are gonna have,
allegedly.
You know, allegedly. So I again, it's really just a matter of, are you raising an independent little girl, or are you raising your daughter into an independent woman, or are you raising her into a responsible adult? Which one? I'm gonna drop off though. Literally, my phone's about to go dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you guys have a good one.
All right. Yeah. Peace, Complex. Thanks for coming through, hanging out.
All right, man. No problem.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna have some lunch, Bernie. Yeah, man. Thanks for letting me up.
All right. Cool. Oh, all right. Yeah. What he's saying about, are you raising them to be a responsible adult, or as I said, capable of taking care of themselves? Would end up ultimately happening. It's so deep into our culture, the whole independent thing. We hear that in all the songs. You know, it's all over the place. You know, women being independent. So it's, even if you're trying to do it the right way, it's sort of like the breadcrumbs are there for her to, you know, not just to be. And there's nothing wrong with her being independent in that she's a fully functional, stable adult who can, you know, get a roof over her head and food in her mouth and running water in a toilet. Like, I mean, I'm not, it's nothing wrong with a woman achieving and accomplishing that, but men across the board have pointed out that sometimes when a woman is doing exceedingly well in those areas, it could ultimately result in that fucking strong, independent attitude that don't need no man, that nigga, I don't need you type of stuff. So yeah, that's a factor in the equation. And so turned into a good conversation. That wasn't even what the original topic was about, but it was interesting once the conversation got going and we went that route. But we almost at the 3 hour mark, so you can pretty much close this out and drop some last words on it, and we can get the hell up out of here.
No, I think everybody here just loves their daughter, man. And I think that of course, we're going to have some disagreements on how we're raising them. And that's the beautiful part, right? Because no one should be raising their daughter like I raised mine, right? You know, no one's knocking Silent for the way he wants to. He earned that, right? Especially if you put him in a good environment with love, right? But I always tell people, because I am a pediatric nurse, you got to raise them to you can't warp them. And meaning by that, like you said before, you got to put them around other children, other people, so they understand that they're not just the only person in the room. You know what I mean? And I think that's the main problem a lot of these kids have now, is with us having these helicopter parents, which is we think we special, and we're not, right? You just some other dude or some other nigga, some other bitch to somebody else, right? We there's plenty of chicks that when I was in college I ran through. That's some other dude's daughter. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure he loved her deeply, like I love my daughter. So a lot of guys try to go, well, I'm going to protect her from that. But sometimes when you put them reins around their neck, as soon as they get a little bit of freedom, they go the opposite direction, right? So I think the key thing is just being brutally honest with little girls, in my personal opinion. And you're not shading anything, because most girls mature very fast and they can handle the conversation, especially if they're asking the question, right? Because they're interested. They're going to go find the answer either from you or from the world. So it's better for them just to get the answer brutally honest from, I tell my daughter all the time, pretty little girl, I say, look, most of these dudes going to be approaching you. They just want to get in your pants. But that don't mean you can't hear them out. Joker might be something, they just attracted to, right? But the goal is to let them understand that, so the goal is to let them understand that and just be honest with your daughters, man. And same for your sons, right? We want to protect our sons. Should we feel the same way about our daughters, but make complete human beings, not just, functioning human beings,
I feel bad for men with daughters, because my conclusion is, this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I get the hell up out of here. No matter how much you love your daughter, no matter how much you protect her, guide her, teach her, nurture, no matter how great of a father you are, at some point you have to conceptualize or just come to terms with the fact that at some point, some ashy, rusty motherfucker is gonna have your baby girl butt naked on her back with her ankles behind her head, and that would just stress me the fuck out thinking about that. That somebody is gonna damn, it's a shitstorm it's a mind fuck to even think about that. That no matter how good you raise her, you just got to accept that some motherfucker is. It's just like that. And this is your baby girl. This is your little angel that you gave the world to.
But you saying you had some ashy elbows, man? Come on, man.
It's gonna get defiled in the worst way at some point in her life. That is the mind fuck that you got to deal with as a father. That I'm glad I don't have daughters. I'm glad I don't have daughters. You see George Frazier in there saying, I'm thankful I have boys. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's all bad. It's all bad. That just popped in my head when you said that, every dude that's approaching your daughter just trying to give her some dick is like, oh.
But that's what I'm saying.
I had to kill somebody.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
had to kill somebody.
You don't have a good time. Yeah, you don't have a good time, but you don't have your streak. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the piece of being honest with the girls, right? To get them truthfully honest with what masculinity is and what men want and how men are. Right? Not this like, oh, if he loves you, he should listen to you. No, he shouldn't. He got a checklist that he needs to check. You got a checklist that he's checking off. Hopefully, I hope when you do have sex, it is. But I tell my daughter this. I said, I hope when you have sex, it's with somebody that you love and that person loves you.
Yeah, but
Daddy, should I wait till she goes, Daddy, should I wait till marriage? I said, I would want that for you, baby. But I'm not gonna put that on her like that. 99% of people in the world ain't? Like, come on, I'm not gonna do that to her.
I know, but it's okay. Look what Angelica saying. She says, that is true, Bernard, but after a certain age, all children must become adults and learn what becomes of their choices. As a father, I don't think I could ever not see my daughter as the little 5-year-old girl I can never not see her as my little angel. So that will always fuck me up. That's why I'm glad I don't have daughters. It will always fuck me up. It would always.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bernard. This is what I do with my daughter. So when I tell her all the time, you and I are gonna have objective talks, right? My daughter I always see as my little girls too. But for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I could put my hat on objectively and just have her ask me questions without her being my daughter.
It sounds like you've developed the ability to compartmentalize what I'm sitting here processing. You have the ability to take off that this is my little angel hat and have a real conversation with her, as just two human beings. Like that's a skill that I think you have to develop as a father.
You have to develop it quickly because girls develop very quickly. If you want it, you cannot. So for girls, you can't. For girls, you can't lock that up. You just have to ride the wave. Meaning they mature very fast from like the age of 7 to the age of like 15, 16. And then at the age of 15, 16, one guy brought up about going to college. Bump that. My daughter was going out with some family friends for shopping for Thanksgiving, over the summertime. And so they called me up and said, hey, these boys are checking her out. And I'm like, well, of course they're going to check her out. I mean, that's normal, right? From both sides, right? But the goal is for women, I believe it's slowing them down a little bit to just think. Because at 16, women get everything, dude. They going on dates, they going to movies, they going to parties. 16-year-old dude, you ain't getting nothing unless you popular. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said before, it's you got to develop that compartmental piece. Even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, you got to look at her objectively. Like, if this was some other kid, would I give them this exact same advice? Yeah. Okay, cool. This is how I'm approach you. This is Daddy. My daughter tells me all the time, Daddy, you mean, but you honest.
Yeah. You got to have a lot of, she just going to have to thank me later moments with your daughter where she ain't going to understand it. She going to be mad at you. She going to think you're mean. She going to think you just some tyrant jackass with no feelings. But yeah, I guess you gotta compartmentalize. You gotta take off the loving, protecting. Well, it's protecting. That's the protecting piece. It's being protected. It is being protecting, being honest like that. But yeah, it's always your little angel that you picked up and carried on your back and did the daddy daughter dance when she's standing on your shoes and y'all dancing with her standing on your feet and. Just don't get out of your head. I would think that image will always be in the head of a lot of fathers, and that's how they go crazy and kill somebody and do 25 to life. Because but anyway, we got to get out of here. He said, "I've never seen a man with 2 girls that isn't bald." That sounds about right to me. Shit. I know appreciate a dude. Yeah, appreciate you coming through, man. Peace. Yeah, I know a dude. He got 4 daughters, and his hairline like way back here somewhere. So yeah, it's stress. It's stress. But peace, everybody. We getting the hell up on out of here. I'm trying to get that clear. We getting the hell up on out of here. I appreciate everybody. We'll have round 3 of Wrenchgate tomorrow. I'll have it all figured out by then. All right, peace, fellas. We out of here.